मेरो हरेक उतार चढावमा साथ दिँदै मलाई एउटा सफल व्यवसायी बनायो।
तपाईँ र हामी जस्ता सृजनशीलहरूको सोचमा ऊर्जा भरिरहेको छ नेपाल बैंक लिमिटेड।
समयसँगै अघि बढ्दै नेपाल बैंक लिमिटेड, नेपालको पहिलो बैंक।
We will continue our session after a few minutes.
Nepal Academy of Tourism and Hotel Management NATHM presents First National Tourism Conclave 2022, chalking the roadmap of tourism. Main sponsored by Citizens Bank Limited, powered by Nepal Mountain Academy, Nepal Bank Limited, Himalaya Airlines, Associate Partner Nepal Tourism Board, Hospitality Partner The Solti Kathmandu, Knowledge Partner Education.com, Internet Partner Dish Home FiberNet, Television Partner Castromondop Television, promoted by Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation.
Thank you for sticking to time and being with us till now.
We have a wonderful session left. Moving forward to our last panel discussion of the event, it is on the topic Discourses and Dimensions of Tourism and Hospitality Education, Revisiting Past and Contemplating Today for a Better Tomorrow.
Our panelists for this session are Dr. Smriti Kalapanta, Associate Academic Director, Little Angels Education Group;
Mr. Rupesh Shrestha, Multi-Property Director, Learning and Development, Kathmandu Marriott Hotel;
Mr. Khem Lakai, Founder, CEO, Gate.
This session will be moderating by Mr. Binod Aryal, Program Coordinator, BHM. Over to you, Binod, sir.
A very warm afternoon to all of you. Our distinguished panelist, a chief guest, Sudhir Andrews, and principal sir, and all distinguished guests present at this hall. We are very much delighted to have you all in this final panel discussion session for this first National Tourism Conclave 2022. To begin with, let me start with the introduction, a brief introduction of our panelist. Our distinguished panelist, Dr. Smriti Kalapanta. So she holds PhD in Recreation, Parks and Tourism from University of Florida, USA. And currently she is holding the position of Associate Academic Director at Little Angels Educational Group. Likewise, our distinguished panelist, Mr. Khem Lakai, is CEO, founder of Global Academy of Tourism Education, GATE, and he has graduated from EHL, which is the world's eldest and an institution which is consistently ranked as best hospitality school in the world. He is a hospitality educator, board of member of International Hotel Education Association called UFA, and he is Board of Trustee of PATA. Likewise, our distinguished panelist, Mr. Rupesh Shrestha, is a Cluster Director, Learning and Development at Kathmandu Marriott. He is a PhD scholar and doing his PhD in Knowledge Management. He has more than 2 decades of joint experience in industry and academia. Let me welcome you all to this discussion session. So talking about the hospitality education in Nepal, it is related with the establishment of HMTTC back in 1972. Vocational training courses of hotel management or hotel-related courses and tourism-related courses was started along with the establishment of NATHM. And the academic course was started from 1999 with the launching of Bachelor's in Hotel Management program. In the same year, NTHMC Pokhara also launched BHM program in affiliation with Pokhara University. In 2001, Kantipur College came in existence. In 2002, Silver Mountain, 2007, GATE. And with the same progression, currently there are more than 60 colleges affiliated with different universities in Nepal. We can see a very good progression in the field of hospitality education in last 2 decades. So talking about the topic, discourses and dimensions of tourism and hospitality education, revisiting past and contemplating today for a better tomorrow. I would like to ask individually to our distinguished panelists to say something about the topic for about 2 minutes. Let us start with Dr. Smriti, Madam.
Thank you so much, moderator, Mr. Binod, sir. Namaste, good afternoon. This is Smriti. I represent Little Angels Education Group. I'm a researcher, tourism specialist, and educationist by practice. Today's session, I'll be sharing my experiences so far as a student of hospitality and tourism in the States, United States, and coming back to Nepal as a learning facilitator of this field. I'm associated with Kathmandu University as well, and we have been developing hospitality management program there. So I think NATHM has really again proved itself as a leading organization in hospitality and tourism sector by organizing this event, which is very timely and relevant in the sense that we are in the phase of time where we really need to rethink how we are doing the things that we are doing, whether it be in the industry, whether it be in the academia, whether it be as a host community at the very local level, whether it be at the policy level. So I think that this topic and along with this topic, a series of sessions that we have done so far in the past 2 days, those were very relevant and thought-provoking. I have attended sessions, whether sometimes physically and sometimes virtually. And I have found that the discussion held so far had really made us think that now we can't do business as usual. Not in the field of industry, not in the field of policy making, not at local government level, and not as an educationist or academician or as a researcher. So I want to keep this point up front so that we attend this session with an open mind, reflecting on what we have discussed so far, and also being open to different perspectives, different thoughts, and different ways of doing that could really help us move forward in near future.
Well, thank you, madam. We'll come back to you. I'd like to proceed. I'd like to request the same topic or same concern to Khem Lakai, sir. Volunteers? If that mic.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, first of all, I'm truly delighted to be here among the people and many people who are watching this live. who else could lead apart from 50 years old institution that contributed to the tourism and hospitality where we are today. And being among Mr. Sudhir Andrew, who was an author once upon a time, and we used to take his name as a pioneer, trendsetter. I see Dr. Ramesh Rajkumar and Surya Kiran sir, all the leaders of this industry are here. I mean, we see, you already introduced very beautifully that our history of hospitality, tourism, education in bachelor's level is just 22 years old, not very long. But we have come along very far. It's not only the number that matters, the practices and the employability and visibility of our graduates. We are competitive to the world. And I must say that, I have emphasized this, that wherever we go, be it in Europe, be it in Australia, be it in Middle East, if they have a little bit of insight and education in the country, they're doing really well. We are resilient. We are hungry, basically. And provided a little bit of education and insight, all the young people deserve to have this gainful career in Nepal and worldwide. In the context of we're targeting, we've just reached 1 million tourists recently, which in a way Paris receives in a week sometimes. So I'm not talking about the number, we have a long way to go. But educating and training young minds, this is where it starts. And where it is, I would just conclude it with three major points in education. And that is, what is education? If you define it in 3 words, I always say it's knowing, doing, and being. And in hospitality, knowing, doing, and being, your doing depends on your knowing, and your being depends on a lot of those things. Your social competence, your cultural competence, those are once again very, very important. And so this is where we are in an open discussion. We're redefining the scope of education, and it's very interesting time for Nepal. I must say that.
Thank you so much, sir. Now let me request with the same to Rupesh, sir.
Thank you, Vinodji. Namaskar, Savijanla, and very warm good afternoon, everyone, especially distinguished professors, delegates, and all the students. Thank you for making me here. I align with Khem Sir Sangha. What he has said recently is we have come all the way along. But the question is this enough? Are we doing enough and justifying our own field of hospitality and tourism? 1972 to 1999, it took HMTTC to become NATHM, and NATHM to 2022, 1990, I think this is a great progress, and the example is just being this, where we are today, facing each other, is one of the great examples where we have come along. But the question is, we are good enough in competing locally, but are we good enough globally? That's the questions we need to point out, right? धेरै प्रोग्रेसहरू भएको छ. I don't, of course, 1999 is where I started my career as well in the field of academia, especially in this industry. I graduated 2001, 2. It was not literally here, so I have to go to India. But today, people are lucky, the students, they can go in a hometown, they can learn here, but they can lead anywhere in the world. But the question is, are we making them globally competitive? That's the question that we need to raise today. We have number of institutions coming up, but with the relevance of the time, and NATHM as a leading organizations, irrespective of whatever organizations or the universities we offer as a country, but NATHM will always has to be at the leading positions. And this is a very relevant examples. But this is not enough.
Thank you so much, sir.
Industry is always there. Being in the industry, I have tried to bridge that gap between the academy and industry. Being myself in the industry of Academy of Hospitality and Tourism for last 20 years. So this give me a strength and a boost and energy that now the days are not so far, that we can really bridge, work together, so that the coming days are much better in the industry of hospitality and tourism. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We just talked about our past, so let us now discuss with our current scenario. Talking about hospitality education in Nepal, we hear categorizing different universities. Colleges affiliated to Tribhuvan University, Kathmandu University, Pokhara University, Purvanchal University, Midwestern University, and there is another cluster affiliated to abroad universities. I'd like to ask this question to Khem Lakai, sir. Can we put that in the same basket, that all we have colleges affiliated to international universities affiliated? We have multiple universities affiliated colleges in Nepal. Can we put them all in the same basket?
Thank you very much. Very often we get this question, and our nation is a bit divided about whether it is good to have a national university affiliated or whether it's good to go abroad and tie up with other. In fact, we have to address a bigger question. What is hospitality? Hospitality deals with multicultural, cross-cultural, personalities. It's a people's business. And I would like to start with in what intensity you are doing whatever you're doing. First there's a saying that, it's not about doing a big thing, it's doing a small thing with big intensity is where we have to look at it. And so when I say that big intensity, be it whatever university you are affiliated, you can do a bad job or you can do a lousy job and you can do excellent job. So having said that, to judge, to the young generation, I think if we look around, we're in a beautiful age. If we look around who stands where and what is the reputation, where do they belong, you're just one internet away. You can Google and find out about the history of the institution and so on and so forth. Yes, And the second most important thing, our own national institute, as an individual, as a Nepali citizen, I would love that our universities, our institutions also mature in a level that we no longer have to look for, international affiliation or so on and so forth, just to run a college. That day will come. But having said that, if somebody has 130 years of legacy and experience and everything, and if you can plug in, why not? We can have not only bilateral, we can have a multilateral approach. If I can say from my own institute, we do a program also with the Australian government. We tie up with Japan, we tie up with Switzerland, we tie up with anything that provides job. These young people, our end objective is to put them into job, right? And so I think we have to come out of this and come out of this dogma that, okay, this is this Malaysia university or that university. That should not be a discussion. That should be a discussion for students, because that's where they are going to spend their money, their parents. Basically, what kind of institution I am enrolling, what is the reputation, all this. This is that. But then once again, I'm not saying that just having a big name is good enough. Once again, who is delivering this education, you need to look from that perspective, whether they are doing a good job, are they really passionate about it, are they relevant, are they current, are they open to changes or adjustment, is the question. This is what I would say.
Thank you so much, Khem, sir. You're not only connecting your single institution with the international market, but you are connecting our nation with the international market. We always really appreciate your efforts in that part. Now, relating with the same concern, let me ask let me put this concern to Rupesh, sir. We have similar courses from different universities, but the working field is same. Since you are in the university, do we need to have uniformity in those courses, or we can have differences in the courses to work in the same field? Rupesh, sir.
It's not about the difference in the course. Generally, when you offer hospitality courses, the most of the course aligns, especially the operationals. And there will be some differences in respect to the country's needs and where they are aligning with the further educations, higher educations, right? As again, Kemsir said, it's fantastic. I always align with them and follow Kemsir. It's not about affiliations nationally or internationally. It's about the objectives. It's about the intention of running the institute. It's not about what we are doing and what you are doing. It's about how we are doing. That's the questions we need to ask. Is the students that are going through graduating through my college, schools, and institutions are good enough to deliver the expectations of the industry, of our customers? That's the question. That's the biggest question that we need to ask. So, this is why I don't think generally most of the students, wherever, irrespective of the courses or the universities, wherever you take these courses, you will end up with front office, housekeeping, service, productions. These are the cores. Of course, some management, some marketing, some financial tips, and of course, some groomings and professional skills. Now, it's not about studying. It's about putting into practice. It's about the soft skills at the end of the day. So are we making them that good enough exposure towards the environment of hospitality need at the end of the day? It's not about CGPA. So this is what we need to impart in our students at the end of the day. Don't give the false dreams that once you go through, you end up in the 5-star with the general manager. No. I think this is where we need to fill the gap. So we need to make sure the expectation, we need to make them the way where you start and where you end up and in the times where you want to be. So this is what we need to be very clear about the institution's part and from the faculties that we are providing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rupesh sir. Once again, I'd like to request Khem Lakai sir. It has been more than 2 decades since our teaching method and course that we have studied and what we teach now is more or less same. But if we see in the university, we can find a lot of advancement in terms of technology and the practices. Is it the time or is it important for us to revise our course or our teaching learning method to adopt that new technologies that have been adopted by the university?
I love this question. I really think this is where it comes. You see, hospitality is a healing business. People underestimate. We have all the craziness around. We all have different stresses running around. And then hospitality is a refuge where you go to heal with your family, with the business, with this thing. I'm a big fan of Bijay Amartya sir here because he puts into, nice meal, nicely decorated meal on the set of a beautiful mountain and so on and so forth. It inspires others to travel, right? And so if you are to evolve, there's a theory in education, and they say that if you don't evolve, you deteriorate, and it's called entropy, right? And so I think I said it all. If you're not evolving with the time, you're deteriorating. You will not stand still. We deteriorate. So be it a university course, curriculum, pedagogy, whatever we are discussing, there's always a new thing emerging. With this scale of disruption after the COVID, the digital transformation is a new thing. But there is also a limit to it. I can share you just a little experience. I was onboarding to Zurich from Dubai, and then I ended up in a huge queue of auto check-in counter. And then you go and you put your passport, and then, they says, put your luggage, and it says 90 kilo, take your luggage, and so on and so forth. And I printed, and I was just walking down, and I had a boarding pass that was going to Ho Chi Minh. And he says, why did you do this? Because somebody from Ho Chi Minh tried, and then this customer left. Because it's not everybody's cup of tea that you go and then you do self. And so that disaster would have been so stressful. If we just rely on technology, human relevance, human touch is always important, right? And so if human relevance and human importance is important, what kind of human we want to produce? We want to produce somebody who knows everything by page, all the literature. I'm sorry to say those days are gone. You know, your mobile has got, your internet has got all the information you need. You need to have this curiosity, you need to have this appetite. But then we need to curate a course whereby we enhance the mindfulness of a student. And how is it done? You involve them. You know, it's an age-old method. You know, you cannot just give a lecture and then you can do this. So you involve people in doing, and then it remains as an important part. So as saying, yes, it's extremely important that we revisit all what we are doing all the time. And we need to do more often and more frequently. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful opinion. Yes, sure, ma'am.
I think I should add on to it, because coming from the academia and being highly involved in this course curriculum development phases, I think adding on to what Kame sir just said, Kathmandu University and I think being a pioneer institution in the country, they have taken this issue seriously. Like Rupesh sir said, we need to be clear about the objective of our academia. Why are we producing human resources? For what purpose? How do they want? How do we want them to be? What do they want? What do we want them to do? And how do we see the role of this human factor, or human resources, to play in this whole tourism and hospitality ecosystem, putting this ecosystem in the context of wider world and the dynamic changes that is occurring on day-to-day basis. So some of the things I think we are struggling now is, I think when I check the curriculum of different universities, we are trying to struggle to find a good balance between professional competence and social stewardness, and those human resources which can take this technical knowledge and intellectual ability and be innovative in terms of dealing with the problems, big and small, local and global problems that they are facing in day-to-day basis. So this is happening because we are not, I think we have to do a better job in putting students or learners at the center of this whole educational ecosystem, just like we put our guest, visitor, tourist in our hospitality and tourism ecosystem. So there we are developing, designing experiences for the guest. In education sector, we need to be more careful about designing learning environment experience for our students. So I will stop here. We'll add on more as we go on.
Sure, we'll come back to you, ma'am. Thank you so much, madam. Now let's talk about faculty development. Since myself, I'm working in NATHM. It has been almost 16 years, and I have been to different colleges for different purpose. Sometimes for guest lectures, sometimes for as an evaluators, and we discuss among our faculties. I feel like in the context of Nepal, we are lacking the thing called faculty development. It has been almost 23 years. We have started our academic course, but we haven't thought about faculty development. Even myself, I haven't been to university till the date. Myself. I did my internship for 6 months during my studies, and that is what I have the total experience of university. And I am so-called one of the expert because I'm being in NATHM. I feel myself guilt and myself, very bad because being a senior faculty of food and beverage service and working for last 16 years in one of the pioneer institute, I'm not getting proper exposure to the university. And same thing is there with almost all universities in Nepal. So if ourselves, we don't update ourselves, how can we update our newer generations? Let me put this concern to Smriti ma'am.
Yes, thank you for rightfully and openly putting this issue in this public forum. The issues that we are facing, the disconnect between academia and industry that we are facing these days, I think one of the reason is this. We have come across generations, like Generation X, Generation Y, Generation Z, but then we haven't been able to update ourselves in terms of the evolution that has already occurred and will be occurring in this field. And like Kemser says, this industry is about experience. This industry is about learning by doing. And I have myself have realized that the 2 years of industry experience that I had in US is something that I reflect more often as I deal with my students and as I do my curriculum development process. And I think the faculty development process, the universities, if we refer to top universities of the world, the faculty development program is a focus of those universities. Because as a learning facilitator, they are the one who will be facilitating the learning process within the classroom and beyond. They are the mentors of the students. And so, but then this piece have often been ignored in our system, and it's not just here in Nepal, it's around the globe in most developing countries. So this piece has to be built on within the education system with the resources that is necessary to put the system into effect. And at Little Angels Education Group, we had done a small exercise of a self-assessment among faculties where we asked them to self-reflect on their accomplishment and what is the learning cycle? Where are they? What have they done to upgrade themselves? And how can the institution support them to upgrade themselves and do a better job at what they are doing? So I agree with you totally in that regard. We need to invest more on empowering our learning facilitators, empowering our faculties, and also trying to build more resource persons from the industry and creating some form of institutional mechanism which incentivizes those faculties who have put on effort to upgrade themselves and further develop themselves.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. My concern was to highlight the pros and cons, dark side and bright side of our education system in Nepal. That is why I gave my own example. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your insightful opinion. Let me now move to another topic. Our students, after their internship, 1 year of internship, when they come back to the college for final semester, they share their experience that what we learned in our previous semester, in our practicals, and what we did in our university is quite different. I want to find connection from Rupesh sir. Is there difference between what we teach, because you are already in both university and academia? So being in both university equally, I'd like to hear a clarification from you, Rupesh sir.
I think that's very relevant, but the question is, what is the difference? Did he tell you about that?
Actually, we follow very rigorous process when teaching. We strictly guide our students to serve from right, to pick from this way and this and that. Our preparing system in kitchen is very strict with following all the recipes and all. I know that we teach them basic, but if the industry, the real field is different, why don't we teach in the same way? Them in the same way so that they can get
Right.
used to with that practice.
Exactly. That's my questions back to you. Why you guys are being so technically, you're right. But hospitality is not about technical, it's about being human. Right? We lost being human and we are more into right and left, American and English service, French service. Those days are gone. We have forgot to become a human as a hospitality is your natural. It's what you are, what's your culture, your identity. Be yourself. And with more of college and curriculum, we have become more focused into that. We forget them to teach to what is their real originality. What is hospitality all about? We are more into contextual. We are more into definition of the books. But what is the reality? I face these everyday challenges. And I have written a quote which is very much relevant to our industry. It's from the F&B service, wine especially, from the wine terms. Every year has a vintage year, we all know that. But every year is not a vintage year, right? This is my question. We all teach 30, 40, 50 or 100 plus students, same teacher, just one or two guys shine out of that. Why not all 40 students? Have we ever asked this question to ourselves? So what are we teaching? What are we making them ready from the industry perspective? Are we being experiential learning? Are we making them learn from the industry perspective, the expectation from the industry, the expectation from yourself? What do you want as a customer? Are we be able to customize this need of an hour, of an industry, of the people? That's the question we need to ask. With all the essential skills to input. Those curriculum texts are good enough to pass the exams of the universities. But have you ever taught to become a student of life? That's the question.
Thank you so much, Rupesh,
Right?
sir.
So I need to add a little bit more into them. Now, I interview 30 to 40 interns every day. And out of this, I would say, out of 100, 5 students hardly come by themselves. It's a sad story, but this is the truth. It's a brutal truth. They even don't know where to end up in the hotel, how to approach, which department to go, what they need. They even have to follow up with the CVs. The other day I say, like, when they come to my office, I say, how can I help you, gentlemen? They just see at my face. And I can say, can I get a CV? Sir, CV? Sir, let the one only watch. So what do I expect? What is my expectation towards those? So we need to start from the scratch. Let's not ask them for a bigger task. As said, it's a small things that makes great, that makes big. And when it is big, it is no more small. So what is big? Big is small. So let's start from the small things. And this is what we expect from the industry. Nothing big. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rupesh, sir. So discussion is going very nice, but we are content that we have limited time, so we have to end with the given time. We have 2 more questions. Now, I would like to directly jump to another question. Let us put this concern to Khem, sir. So can we connect our hospitality and education system with the future tourism in the policy level, in reforming the policy level? Can we have some future prospects from education system that we can do something positive in the policy level?
Thank you very much. This is another very important question. I think I cannot move forward without answering what you just asked earlier on, because teaching and learning, one thing is for sure that students do not learn from the teacher who they do not respect, number one. And for students to respect teacher, they have to be relevant, they have to be trained and everything, right? And policy now, I'm coming back to that. Only policy can assure that, Policy can assure that, because in the rest of the other developed country, industry relevant is important. Let's say even if you had 5 years of experience and you are in academia for 5 years, they say, Binod sir, go to France and cook for 6 months and come back. It's there embedded in the policy. So people cannot innovate from things that they have not been exposed to. That's a human nature. We know what we know. So in order to know more, that only the policy can assure such things. And yes, in Nepal, that was one of my dreams, that that permeability, was absent in our education. That means I'm learning this 4 years bachelor's degree, and 2 years I got a job. I'm well liked by my industry, and it says, Binod sir, my hotel wants to hire me. I'll come back only after 2 years. What would you do? That flexibility isn't there, Or I can just get a diploma, you may call it. Either you're a bachelor's or you're nobody. So that permeability in terms of weight transfer has to be there. Somewhere it has started. We have Kathmandu University coming forward and having this multiple exit idea. That's policy. Second thing, policy also must be there to ensure, because the question is for them. Question is about students. What do they want? They want to be successful. They want to be agile. They want to be creative. They want to be mindful. They want to be successful in the world. They want to compete in the world. So if we are producing such future leaders, what we are giving, I just want to conclude with two remarks. The future of learners, there are a number of ways we have already touched. There's micro-learning portal in self-directive learning. You can go on and learn. You don't need a teacher. I mean, I can tell you that in 5 years' time, once you graduate, you will even forget half of the subject name, forget about the content. If you remember something, that would be the experience, And relevance is the same thing. So that two thing is learnability. Learnability is only enhanced because you know what you're doing and what's in it for me. We humans are selfish. If I know, okay, I can go to Japan and earn 2 lakhs rupees per month, I will go and work hard and make sure that my Japanese is good in 1 year, right? That's called learnability. And velocity of learning is the second thing in education. Velocity is you can expedite, you can expedite. The same thing that you can learn in 3 years, you can learn in 1 year, provided that there is a motivation. There's a link between why you are doing what you are doing. So I will conclude with that. So the policy is, yes, where we stand today, we need to see from the world view. Because we cannot operate in isolation. Nepal is what it is, TU is what it is. Then what we become is like this glass. This is transparent, but it is not bending, it is breaking. So do we want to break or we want to bend according to time? That's the question I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your insightful opinion, sir. Now, I'd like to ask one serious question to Smriti Madam. As we talk that our number of colleges are increasing day after another. We have more than 60 colleges within these 2 decades of time. But if we see the number of applicants applying for the course is gradually decreasing. So, how shall we analyze or realize this situation?
Thank you. Indeed, this is a serious question, and I have to be very careful while answering this question as well. Be very self-reflective in this way. Actually, I want to put it in very simple words. A 8-year-old boy told his mother, at the end of the day, like 9:30 around, "Mom, I realized one thing, very important thing today." And Mom said, "Okay, 9:30 p.m. Okay, that's a good reflection time. Okay, what did you realize?" "I realized that this world is a very beautiful place. And if I want to be happy, I need to travel and see these beautiful places." It's an 8-year-old boy saying at 9:30 p.m. And okay, oh yes, that's a very good thing. Yes, that's the beauty of our life. That's the luxury that we have as a human being. And then he added, "And one more thing, Mom, I realized that happiness is making new friends in new places." And I think this is something that our young generation are I think, increasingly missing. Because of this digital technological revolution, we can say different gadgets, and there, I think we have to work on reinstalling the value of place, the value of nature, the value of culture, the value of dynamism that exists within this world, and the meaning of their life, the deeper meaning of existence. And that, if we could instill this place attachment, to say in one word, from the very beginning, not at the later stages, through probably we talked about, yesterday we had session from Initiative Outdoor, Himalayan Medics, they are doing wonderful work on outdoor education and leadership. There are many other institutions which are working on this direction. So one thing is working not at the higher level, but then working from the childhood. That is important because that's the formative stage of every individual. So that's the point where a belief system evolves. Secondly, there is a limited understanding of the scope of the field hospitality. And I really want to clarify this via this platform. In hospitality sector, we just don't learn about the operational skills, how to run, how to work as a frontline officer, frontline workers in the 4 departments of hotel. It's so much more than that. It's the human factor. We become better person in this field because in this field, there is a high level of emphasis on social and emotional intelligence. And that's the transferable skill that can be utilized in any places where we deal with people. It's not just hotel, it's not just restaurant, it's not just adventure tourism, travel and tourism sector. It's so much more than that. So there is a limited understanding of the scope of this field. That's, I think, one of the major things. And I want to not miss this fact that in hospitality, it's a very challenging field because we deal with people, and any sector that deals with people is very challenging. And I want to compare this with the hospitals as well, where nurses and doctors treat individual cases with individual attentions, where there is innovation and creation in every work that do. And the same applies in the case of hospitality and tourism, because we are dealing with the human beings.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you. I totally agree with your points. I said the same thing in one of the television interview in Kantipur day before back. Being in the position of coordinator, I usually receive different calls and for the vacancies from hotels, not only hotels, hospitals, bank, and different other sectors. So what I feel is our scope is getting larger. But at the same time, there is some disbalance between demand and supply side. And I think that should be realized and analyzed by the policy level. And I also request from this forum to the universities not to distribute affiliations that easily. We should think of what is the scenario and the current scenario of each and every courses. So one more question before moving to the question and answer session with the audience. I'd like to put this concern to Rupesh sir. Actually, our students here doesn't mean only student of NATHAM. Our student refers to Nepalese students are praised in the outer world as well. When they go for the internship, when they go for the job, they are praised all over. We have heard that from HR managers. What do you feed your students? They are awesome. They are so disciplined, so hardworking. But at the same time, we receive calls from hotel industries here to have interns, but our students are not interested. So going into the depth, after knowing from the students, why are they interested to go abroad? They reply that they get some stipend from abroad, some pocket money with free fooding and accommodation, which they don't get in our country. Aren't our hotel industry able to provide that facility to our students? Rupesh sir.
Thank you. Definitely, I think the hotel industry can provide, and that's what Marriott is the example that we are queuing up for the internship, the only hotel where the internship is flooded up in the country now, today. The reason is we started with stipend. The only hotel, the first hotel to start with the stipend. And that's everywhere in the world with the chain hotels coming up. It's a mandatory. But that has not been in the practice in the past. And I have heard the good news, even the Radisson has stopped taking from the interns and giving more stipends. The things are changing now. But there's always the different factors that comes into play. Other day, I got a call. It's all, again, what are we giving them? And what is the expectation? Where is the gap? what is the expectation of the students, what is the expectation from the industry, and what are we imparting, right? At the end of the day, because you learn first and then you get ready for the earning. Learn comes before the earning. So I have many questions to the students. Their focus is on the stipend. Is your focus on the learning or the earning? The opportunity itself coming to industry, a Marriott brand as an example, is a big, big opportunity. It's not about waiting for the opportunity. We are helping you to create the opportunity. The question is, are you grabbing that?
Let me interrupt you.
Right?
So if they get both at the same time, learning and earning.
Yes, and they are earning both. They are getting both. I'm coming to that. होइन मैले यहाँ तपाईँहरूलाई मात्र दोष दिएको होइन हाम्रो शिक्षा कतातिर गइरहेछ भन्ने कुरा एन्ड 90% अफ द पिपल आई वुड से 95% इन्टर्नसिप इज अब्रड अहिले एउटा जोक्स पनि भइसकेको छ नेपालमा बच्चा जन्मियो भने खाडी मुलुकमा चाहिँ दसैँ मनाउँछ अरे किनभने रेडी हुँदैछ अरे अब 18 वर्षमा हाम्रो लागि अब हामीले त्यो शिक्षामा अलिकति उहाँ म्यामले पनि भन्नुभयो why this is decreasing त्यहाँ इन्डस्ट्रीको कुरा मात्र होइन why it is decreasing that means हामीले यो हस्पिटालिटी टुरिज्म एजुकेसन पढेपछि के हुन्छ भन्ने कुराहरू एक्सटर्नल फ्याक्टर मात्र देखायो हामीले ए 5 स्टारमा काम गर्नु गइन्छ ठुलो ठुलो विदेश जान पाइन्छ तर त्यसको इन्टिग्रेसी इन्टर्नल फ्याक्टर्स पनि इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ ह्युमन इन्टेलिजेन्ससँग कुरा छ इमोसनल इन्टेलिजेन्ससँग कुरा छ होइन इट्स अबाउट यु त्यसको सक्सेस फ्याक्टर डिपेन्ड्स अन योर नेचर बिकज हस्पिटालिटी इज अल अबाउट ह्याप्पिनेस इन्डस्ट्री एट द एन्ड अफ द डे हस्पिटालिटीलाई ह्याप्पिनेस इन्डस्ट्री पनि भन्छ यो ह्याप्पिनेस इन्डस्ट्री किन भन्यो भन्ने कुरा पनि बुझाउनु जरुरी छ र ह्याप्पी के हुन्छ नि तपाईँ ह्याप्पी भयो भने पैसा फलो गर्छ क्या तपाईँ पैसा पाएर ह्याप्पी हुन सक्नुहुन्न यो कुरा बुझ्नु जरुरी छ
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच रुपेश सर
1 मिनट लिए अब र तपाईँले होइन किन इट्स भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट क्वेसन टाइम त हुन्छ 1 मिनट मात्र र म्यारिटले यसलाई अगाडि बढाएको छ तपाईँले भनेको पीडा म बुझ्छु र स्टुडेन्टलाई पनि यहाँ राख्ने बनाउनु पर्यो र त्यसको लागि म फाइट गरिरहेको छु हामीले स्टुडेन्टलाई आउने बित्तिकै कसरी ट्रिट गर्छ त इन्डस्ट्रीमा भन्दाखेरि चिप लेबरको रूपमा लेबर विदाउट पेमेन्टको रूपमा एन्ड दिस हेज रिडिफाइन्ड द चेन इन्डस्ट्रिज लाइक म्यारियट हिल्टन हायट्स कमिङ अप we have redefined this. हामीले उहाँहरूलाई certain different levels of departmentमा different times period अनि we have interns meet, we have welcome, we have orientations, we have a farewell, होइन we have town hall meeting for them as a employee. So त्यो experiential internमा पनि कहाँ जाने भन्दाखेरि Marriott चाहिँ branding हो because coming intern and going out is a branding as well. So what is the message they take? So we are very much aware of that. तर यो कुरा चाहिँ इन्डस्ट्री एकाडेमियाले पनि इन्डस्ट्रीमा आएर त्यो ग्याप क्लोज गर्नु पर्यो हामीले तपाईँलाई इन्टर्न पठाउँछौँ हजुरहरूलाई कति इन्टर्न चाहिन्छ कस्तो इन्टर्न चाहिन्छ त्यो ग्यारेन्टी दिनु पर्यो आजसम्म कुनै कलेजले म तपाईँलाई यति इन्टर्न दिन्छु भन्ने ग्यारेन्टी दिन सक्नुहुन्न वाइ द्याट्स माई क्वेसन फ्रम द इन्डस्ट्री पर्सपेक्टिभ बिकज यु आर नट स्योर अबाउट युर स्टुडेन्ट्स त्यो क्लोजनेस गरौँ न त आउनुहोस् न रेडी छु भन्ने कुरा हो म आफै गइरहेको छु एक्सपोजरको कुरा छ हामी भिजिट गराउँदैनौँ 4 इयर्समा ग्रेजुएट दिएर गराउँछौँ स्टुडेन्टलाई 5 स्टार होटल कतिवटा छ थाहा छैन सो त्यसै त हुँदैन इट्स अ गिभ एन्ड टेक इट्स अ 2 वे प्रोसेस है त्यसैले यसलाई ग्याप गर्न जरुरी छ यो बसमा मात्र यसमा सीमित राखेर हुँदैन योभन्दा अगाडि पनि हामी धेरै बहस गर्न जरुरी छ मलाई लाग्छ यसमा मैले धेरै काम गरिरहेको छु दुईटै इन्डस्ट्री बुझेको भएकोले र म मात्र होइन सर हुनुहुन्छ म्याडम हुनुहुन्छ म केयुमा पनि छु अहिले त्यसले गर्दा केयु हेज कम अप विथ द अजाल करिकुलम अहिले जुन छ त्यो पनि फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी हुनु जरुरी छ टियुको करिकुलम टेक्स्टमा र न्याथमले अलिकति लिडिङ रोल खेल्दाखेरि यो करिकुलमलाई पनि ध्यान दिनुपर्छ त्यही भएर न्याथम अहिले केयुसँग पनि जोड्नु पुगेछ वाइ द क्वेसन मार्क न्याथम ब्रान्डिङ टियुको तर केयु ब्रान्डिङ हुँदैछ र अब नेक्स्ट 5 इयर्समा के हुँदैछ भने तपाईँले क्वेसन मार्क छ सो हामी जानु पर्यो हामी चाहिँ हिजोको 90को दशकमा बसेर भएन हामी 22औं 21औं शतकमा पनि 2022मा छौँ भने त्यो कुरालाई कसरी सोच्ने भन्ने कुरा इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ
Thank you so much, Rupesh sir. Our story must continue. Because of the time limit, we are compelled to stop it now. But we have to work collaboratively. As you said, industry and academia should work in the same parallel line, work together with mutual understanding. So before leaving, I would like to ask with the audience if you have any questions. We'd like to take only 2 questions from audience because of the limitation of time. Sure. Okay. We saw 3 hands, raised hands. So please, volunteers, will you pass the mic for the...
Thank you for the opportunity. सबैजनालाई नमस्कार. मेरो एउटा प्रश्न विशेष गरी खेम सरलाई छ. यो सान्दर्भिक छैन भने यहाँले उत्तर नगर्न पनि सक्नुहुन्छ. यो विशेष गरी हालै नेपालको शिक्षा मन्त्रीसँग केही नेपालका युनिभर्सिटी एफिलिएटेड कलेजका सोकल्ड साउजीहरूको एउटा भेला भयो. त्यसमा एउटा प्रश्न के रह्यो भने सबैको समान, हामीले कोटा सिस्टममा विद्यार्थी लिनुपर्ने र त्यसै गरी चाहिँ यो जुन इन्टरनेसनल युनिभर्सिटी एफिलिएटेड कलेजहरूमा पढाइ हुन्छ नेपालमा, त्यहाँको चाहिँ शाखा विस्तार गर्नको लागि जति पनि विद्यार्थी सङ्ख्या लिन पाउने, यो प्रश्नको उत्तर के हुन सक्छ मैले अपेक्षा गरेँ. धन्यवाद.
धेरै धन्यवाद यहाँलाई. यसमा उत्तर दिन नमिल्ने केही पनि कुरा छैन, एकदम सान्दर्भिक प्रश्न गर्नुभयो. अब यो कोटाको कस्तो कुरा छ भने दिनेहरू मैले सबैलाई एक ठाउँ राखेर त भन्दिनँ. अघि नै पनि यो प्रश्न आएको थियो, सबै युनिभर्सिटीहरूको आफ्नो आफ्नो प्यारामिटर छ. त्यो प्यारामिटरमा चाहिँ हामी पनि बस्नुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ. किनभने क्वालिटी भर्सेस क्वान्टिटी जहिले पनि बहुत महत्त्वपूर्ण कुरा हो. र कहिलेकाहीँ त्यो लिएर आएको चाहिँ हामीलाई अब्जर्भेसन हुँदैन भनेर हामीले पनि जति पनि लिएर आएर बढायौँ भने कहीँ न कहीँ त्यो विद्यार्थीलाई धोका हुन्छ. त्यस कारणले यहाँले सोधेको कुरा चाहिँ हाम्रो त्यो इन्टरेक्सनमा म पनि थिएँ. अनि त्यस कारण मैले चाहिँ राखेको प्रश्न म यहाँलाई भनिहाल्छु. मैले एउटा मात्रै प्रश्न राखेको थिएँ. उहाँहरूको भिजन छ 2023मा चाहिँ हाम्रो हस्पिटालिटी पढ्नलाई नेपालमा विदेशी विद्यार्थी आउन्. मैले भने तपाईँको भिजन छ. मैले चाहिँ धेरैवटा देशको विद्यार्थी भर्ना गरिसकेँ. एउटै मात्रै हाम्रो विद्यार्थी बाहिर जाँदाखेरि भिजा लगाएर जान्छ यहाँबाट, होइन, त्यहाँ गएर पढ्न मात्रै पर्छ. तर त्यो विदेशी विद्यार्थी बिचरा यो 10वटा ठाउँमा धाउँदाखेरि यति ह्यारास हुन्छ कि उसलाई व्यर्थै आएछु भन्ने लाग्छ. तपाईँले यो प्रब्लम सल्भ गरिदिनुहुन्छ भने मैले चाहिँ एउटा मात्रै राखेको थिएँ. त्यस कारणले धेरै धन्यवाद हजुरले यो राख्नुभयो र स्पष्टीकरण दिनलाई. तर एकदम सही कुरा हो, किन भन्दाखेरि क्वालिटी र क्वान्टिटीको कुरा आउँछ. धेरै धन्यवाद.
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच खेम सर. अब हाम्रो प्रदेश लुम्बिनी प्रदेशबाट आउनुभएको छ श्री भट्टराई सर. हि इज अ प्रिन्सिपल अफ वेस्टर्न मेगा कलेज. So please give him opportunity to ask question to our panelists.
धन्यवाद. सम्पूर्णमा नमस्कार. म सरले भनिसक्नुभयो वेस्टर्न मेगा कलेज बुटवलबाट प्रतिनिधित्व गर्दै म आफूलाई एकदमै भाग्यमानी ठानिरहेको छु. किनकि अब यो स्टेजमा म देखिरहेको छु वेल पर्सनालिटिजहरू हस्पिटालिटी एन्ड टुरिज्मको क्षेत्रमा लागि पर्नुभएको छ. र मलाई एउटा याद आयो सरहरूले चाहिँ यो लर्निङको कुरा गर्दाखेरि मलाई एउटा प्रोफेसरले यहाँबाट युके म जब बर्मिङहम युनिभर्सिटीमा छिर्ने बित्तिकै एउटा प्रश्न गर्नुभयो. नेपाली विद्यार्थीहरूले यो युनिभर्सिटीबाट पास गरेको इतिहास छैन, क्यान यु एचिभ द्याट भनेर पहिलो क्वेसन गर्नुभयो. अनि हामी यहाँबाट 3 जना गएको थियौँ न्याथमबाट. पास गरिसकेपछि हामी यहीँको इन्टरभ्यू फेस गरेर हामी त्यहाँ गएको थियौँ. अनि मलाई त्यो कस्तो लाग्यो भने इङ्ग्लिसमा फ्लुएन्ट पनि होइन. साँच्चै यो क्वेसन अब हामी पनि त्यो पुगिन्छ कि त्यो ठाउँमा भन्ने कुरा लाग्दै गर्दा अनि हामी पढ्ने क्रममा अब पहिलो 6 महिना क्रस गर्ने बित्तिकै हामीले वे भेटाइयो. अनि त्यसपछि हामी अचिभ गरियो. अनि जब हामी क्लोजर भयो, मेरो क्वेसन कहाँनिर हो भने फेरि उहाँले आफ्टर 6 मन्थ चाहिँ मलाई के भन्नुभयो भने तिमीहरूले नेपालमा कसरी पढ्छौ र तैँले गाह्रो नमान, यु आर लर्निङ फर सर्टिफाइड अर बोनाफाइड. मेरो एउटा मात्रै क्वेसन सर्टिफाइड हुनलाई पढ्ने हो या बोनाफाइड हुनलाई? अब हामी यहाँ अहिले देखिरहेको छौँ हरेक कलेजहरूको ओरिएन्टेसनहरू हुन्छ। यद्यपि म पनि एउटा कलेजको लिडर हुँदै गर्दा मैले त्यो सिस्टम मैले पनि राख्न सकिरहेको छैन। अब कारण विविध छ, अब त्यतातिर नजाउँ, लामो हुनसक्छ। शिक्षा अस्ति कुरा पनि आयो, आई मिस द्याट पार्टिसिपेसन। र मेरो यहाँनिर तर्क के हो भने कुनै पनि सेसन सुरु गर्नभन्दा अगाडि ओरिएन्टेसन हुन्छ। ओरिएन्टेसनमा यहाँ हरेक कलेजहरूले पहिला आफ्नो व्याख्या गरिरहेको हुन्छ। विद्यार्थी त्यहाँ आइसकेपछि विद्यार्थीलाई कहिले पनि सोधिएन कि तिमी यो पढ्न आइरहेको छौ भने तिम्रो के हो त, तिम्रो स्ट्रेन्थ, विकनेस, तिम्रो इनर्जी, तिमी किन आइरहेको छौ, यी यावत कुराहरूमा हामीले किन क्वेसन गरिँदैन? अब यसको लागि हामीले एउटा छुट्टै प्लेटफर्म क्रिएट गरेर जुन यो पर्सनालिटी यो प्रोग्राम अहिले यो जुन कन्क्लेभ छ, फर्स्ट कन्क्लेभ, अब यसबाट हामीले एउटा चाहिँ फाइनल निचोड बनाएर हामीले त्यो किसिमले जानुपर्छ कि अहिले मैले सुन्न आएँ टियु अथवा यहाँ विविध युनिभर्सिटीका कुराहरू पनि छन्। आई रेस्पेक्ट द डुइङ बिहेभियर अफ काठमाडौँ युनिभर्सिटी इन द लास्ट ट्रेन्ड है। मैले चाहिँ बुझेको कुरा सुनेको कुरा, यद्यपि म क्लोजर त छैन, त्यो सुन्दै गर्दाखेरि अब हामीले चाहिँ सर्टिफाइड र बोनाफाइड बिचमा कसरी हामीले त्यो ग्यापलाई मेन्टेन गर्न सकिन्छ र हाम्रो उद्देश्य एउटै बनाएर यो विदेशी स्वदेशी नेपाली विदेशी भन्ने कुराहरू चाहिँ नराखेर हामीले कसरी क्वालिफाइड बनाउन सकिन्छ, कसरी बोनाफाइड बनाउन सकिन्छ भन्ने कुरामा हामी जाने कुराहरू कसरी सकिन्छ। म एनी प्यानलिस्ट जो कोहीले पनि यो एन्सर दिन सक्नुहुन्छ। धन्यवाद।
मैले मेरो क्वेसन चाहिँ कसले रोकिरहेछ त? प्रिन्सिपल त तपाईँ नै हुनुहुन्छ, कलेज तपाईँ नै चलाइराख्नु भएको छ भन्ने क्वेसन हो। हामी एउटा फरममा आउनु पऱ्यो, प्र्याक्टिस गर्नु पऱ्यो। हामीले पोलिसिज बनाएर मात्र भएन, ठुला ठुला कुरा गरेर मात्र भएन। हामी एक ठाउँमा अहिलेसम्म हस्पिटालिटी कलेजका प्रिन्सिपलहरूको एउटा ब्रेन स्टर्मिङ सेसन कसैले इनिसिएट एज अ लिडर गर्नुभएको छ त भन्ने छैन। सो वाइ डोन्ट वी डु इट फ्रम टुडे स्टार्ट? आज तपाईँबाट गरौँ न सर, ल यो एउटा गरौँ न त, आजको इनिसिएट गरौँ न त, लेट्स डु इट, राइट? हु इज स्टपिङ अस? वी आर स्टपिङ आवर सेल्फ। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। श्रीजी मेरो साथी पनि हुनुहुन्छ, कलिग मित्र पनि। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट टुडे। आई एम विथ यु, इन्डस्ट्रीबाट म रिप्रेजेन्ट गर्छु, यहाँ सरहरू हुन्छ, डिस्टिङ्ग्विस प्रोफेसर सरहरू हुन्छ, उहाँहरू सपोर्ट हुनुहुन्छ, नाथम आफै लिडिङ छ। आई थिङ्क दिस इज अ भेरी गुड प्लेटफर्म टु इनिसिएट दिस पर्टिकुलर कोर्स, टु लिड फ्रम द फ्रन्ट।
Thank you so much, Rupesh sir.
Thanks, sir.
So, concluding this session, we'd like to say that we have to come together, industry and academia. That is the only way to achieve success and to resolve all our problems till the date. Thank you so much, our distinguished panelists and a very good audience. Thank you all of you for listening us very calmly throughout the session. Thank you.
Thank you all the panelists for such an insightful discussion. Thank you Binod sir for moderating this wonderful session. Now to present the token of love to all our panelists and moderator, I would like to call upon stage Krishna Prasad Gewali, Director, General Department of Labor and Occupation Safety. He's also the board member of NATHM. And I would also like to call upon stage Rajesh Upreti sir, Executive Director, NATHM. Dr. Smriti Kalapanta, Associate Academic Director, Little Angels Education Group. Mr. Rupesh Tresta. Mr. Kim Lakhai, Founder, CEO, GATE.
Mr. Rupesh Tresta, Multi-Property Director, Learning and Development. Education Group.
Our moderator, Mr. Binod Aryal, NATHM. Now, moving on, we have now the keynote speech by Professor Dr. Sudhir Andrews. He is an author and is considered the father of hospitality industry in India, having authored the first textbooks for hotel schools and set up reputed hotel schools of the top brand hotels in India and abroad. I would like to call him up on stage upon discussing about discourses and dimension of tourism and hospitality education, revisiting past and contemplating today for a better tomorrow. I would like to welcome Professor Dr. Sudhir Andrews on the stage.
Hello.
You want to sit and speak?
Huh?
You want to sit and speak?
No, I want to stand. I can see everybody from here. Anybody doing masti, I can see from here. Okay. Which takes me forward?
Action, slide on, Gordon.
Yeah. Is the right time one? Take it back. Okay. Which button should I press? Okay, can I do ishara to somebody to change?
No.
No.
You will change from here. I'll just make it work.
Okay, while they are trying to fix this, I want to...
Yeah, it's now changing.
Yeah. Go back. I don't want to... You're going forward. Yeah.
So
this one?
This is back, this is forward.
Forward. Okay. A very good afternoon to all of you. It's a pleasure to be with you. I first want to clap for achieving your 50th anniversary and jubilee. It is some mark, and there are a lot of people who have brought name to this college, as we saw that girl who climbed the Everest. I would like to thank your principal and also Sabina for inviting me to this forum. I'm very, very thankful to you. The best part of it is my experience ever since I landed at the airport till this moment as I stand before you, is the lovely people you are. And Nepal doesn't have to worry about soft skills and things, because each one of you, student, have a smile on your face. And that's the first competency that anybody must have in the hospitality industry, is a smile. And all of you have been having the smile. Number two is that you're always standing by to help. Always. And I'm so happy that you have that quality which a lot of students and institutions don't have. So congratulations on this particular thing. Yeah. Okay. We heard some lovely participations out here. And this particular presentation of mine is to give a new vision to institutions, to faculty, and to students. Normally I have separate presentations for it, but I've got these three things put together because I know that all of you are here. So please see very carefully because I'm telling you about the future starting from today. Future is no future. We are starting from today, okay? As somebody mentioned here that the students are the future. No, you are today, okay? Unfortunately, I've been given a bit of a short leash by our Sabina to finish it in half an hour or 20 minutes. So she's hiding. But I overruled her through your principal, who is a dear, dear student of mine, and he gave me permission to go on. Okay, here we go. Where is this? Good. Oops. What is this? Correct. A blender, a grinder, a mixie, whatever you call it. Now what happens in this thing, even in your food production classes, you may be having this, that you put some ingredients into it, into that tub up there, and then you close it on the top and press a button, and it goes zurr, making a lot of noise. So what is happening there is all the elements that have been put in that are going jumbling, in total confusion, okay? But what comes out of it, that confusion, is something very nice. And something very nice, it could be a paste that enhances the flavor of food, or it could be a smoothie, or it could be a juice, okay? So the first lesson we learn from this whole thing is that the zur that we go through, and we are going through it right now, the confusion is going on right now, but something is always going to come out of it. Now let's see what are the three things that have been put into the tub, okay, the top. That is causing us the confusion. Sorry. This is our confusion, okay? We are coming up with a lot of words, alien to us, suddenly thrust upon us. We don't know what to do. Where is it coming down from? So all these things we are in the tub. Okay? Now, what was put in the tub are these three things. And this is very important what I'm going to say to you. That's creating the confusion. One is a totally new generation. A totally new generation. You do not belong to anything that we have experienced in the past. And if we now as faculty are trying to groom you the way we were groomed, we are doing a great injustice to the students. Because I'm going to show how different you people are from us. Okay? The second thing is I'm going to talk a little about it, though I have huge presentations for each, but I'm got a short time, is the digital age. I've been through many colleges and giving presentations and things like that. And I was quite surprised that students didn't know what is digital. Well, let me tell you very simply, digital is communication from screen to screen. So today's world is all about that. I want to order something from, I don't know if you have, that's home delivery services, but I'll talk about Delhi, what happens. I want to order something from Zomato or Milk Basket. I take my mobile and choose what I want. They receive it on a screen, and they confirm it, whether they'll be able to deliver it, and how much time they will take to deliver it. This is going to be our communication, whether you order a taxi or you order anything. So that is the digital age. To that, I'll add technology. Technology is coming in a great, great way. And it seems that the divine above has created you as that generation to take humankind from in this new technology age, to navigate us through it. I take a lot of help from little fellows, you know, and on the computer and all, because I don't have that wire set in my mind that you people have. So you're different. And I would say, I would appeal to all the faculty also and the institution, think differently now, because you are different. Now, how are you different? I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I've got 2 slides. Okay, here's a little work that you have to do. 30 seconds for you to figure out if you agree with any point, all the points if you agree, or any point that you don't agree. By the way, I've done a lot of research on this, okay? This is a research project information I'm giving you, both of the Western world and the Eastern world, okay? So here goes. 30 seconds starts now. You read it. Okay, can I change it? If there's anything that you feel doesn't fit us, you can tell in the Q&A session, okay? But this is you. Maybe you have discovered some things, maybe things you have not discovered. And to the faculty also, I would say, and to institutions, please keep this in mind. As a matter of fact, this presentation can be given to the principal here. Please keep this in your mind when you are thinking of dealing with you. There's a very interesting point out there in the second. It says, you people don't want to be corporate slaves, but masters of your own destiny. So don't worry about finding a job in the industry, okay? You will suddenly find that you want to create your own destiny. And people are doing it. Okay, the next slide. You want me to hang on a little more, or shall I move on? Move on? Talk to me. Move on? Yeah, okay. Oh, there you go. This is you. In other words, it is saying that you people are very lucky. You will never be out of a job. Okay? This is a revelation I'm giving you. because there are going to be boundless opportunities for you, boundless. 60% of the jobs in the future are not yet developed. So there is a whole bank of jobs that are going to be coming in that you could be part of. So you'll never be out of place. Another thing I want to say here, don't want to be corporate slave, this is a research matter. 80% will not seek jobs. Hello. And here we are talking about a better coordination between hotels and academia and all that nonsense. I don't say it's nonsense, but it is it's an honest effort to try to make things better. But this is the truth. That is our time. What was discussed here was, a lot of it was from the 1960s. Okay? I've been through all those decades, okay? So, but the new thing is that 80% of you are not going to seek jobs. Be happy, because you're going to be your own masters. You may hire us, as a matter of fact. You may hire us, okay? So that's the power you have, and if you don't make it and still say, I'm not getting internship, I'm not doing this, forget it, you lost it. You lost it. So raise yourself. There's some lovely points that came out here in this last discussion, and that is, start thinking of yourself. Start thinking for yourself. I don't know if you recognize what I just did. To give you a small example, I don't know if you recognized it. I didn't read these points out to you. What did I make you do? I made you read it yourself and determine yourself whether you are in that category or not. Otherwise, normally you would read it, what am I doing? I'm only spoon feeding you. No more spoon feeding. You start thinking for yourself. This is it started already, yeah? Now let's come to the second thing. The second thing was the digital age. The mantra of the digital age, my dear friends, are two words: disruption and innovation. So now, what you people are going to do is look at things that are happening here, but in your mind you're saying, can it be done in a different way? Look at that diagram out there of a bulb. Bulbs used to be like this forever and ever, till somebody said, why should the bulb be in that kind of shape? So today you have swirling bulbs, you have long bulbs, you have different shapes of bulbs. You have to go to Hong Kong and Dubai and all, and Las Vegas to see what they've done with bulbs. How they've animated bulbs. Because there is somebody like you who has said, why should the bulb be like that? So whatever you do, you're going to start thinking of new ways of doing something and bringing in something unique. Because what is going to sell for hotels and getting jobs, if you want the jobs, what is going to sell is something unique. If you think that whatever is taught to you is the be-all and end-all, forget it. They're wanting something added more. Remember one thing, and that is the hotel industry is not going to be training you. They want ready-made professionals. So if you think you can pass out of college and go to a hotel and they teach you, under some training program they teach you. Now hotels are saying, why should we spend all that money? You come, my dear friends, and come to me as a professional. Now what is provided to you is a smorgasbord in this college. A banquet is provided. in this college. Banquet here is the different subjects you are exposed to. You have to find from these different subjects that you are exposed to as to which is the subject that thrills me, that gives me a kick. Because unless you follow the subject that you like, you're not going to succeed. Okay? So I would say to the faculty, help the students to discover their uniqueness. Help the students to find their uniqueness. And I'll give you examples of my own students. There was one boy who found his, a student who found his uniqueness in chocolates. So he says, I'm going to go and become a chocolatier. He got internship in Switzerland, which has best chocolates, but they only spoke French. So he learned French to be able to go there. Look at the commitment. And he became a chocolatier, and he opened his own chocolate shop in Bombay. Now, this is the kind of example. Another example I'll give you of a girl. She found her interest in Thai food. Okay? Now we eat food every day, right? But how many of you are really analyzing and saying, which food would I like to make it my specialty? It doesn't have to be a whole meal. It can be a small piece. That's called point casting. You can take a small bit of a subject and become the ultimate master of it. The ultimate master of it. There was this girl who went to, she liked Thai food. She went on her own. She went and figured out an authentic Thai restaurant in Bangkok. Went there, did her training, went through all the masalas and all that they use, and came back. And now she gives radio programs and television. She's on television telling about Thai cuisine. Look at the potential. Now, all of you have that potential. Your faculty will observe you very carefully and say, hey, think about this. This may be your line. So they'll only guide you, but you have to make your own decision. The trouble with our generation was that we were spoon-fed. And your generation have to start now to be an adult, not a kid. Are you with me? You have to be adults. For example, I'll tell you in one college, I told this to the parents, my greatest challenge is to convert these adolescents into adults. And they laughed. And I said, I gave them a time and I said, from now on, you're not dealing with your wards. They're having a ball on a trek, and we used to take them on a trek. They're having a ball, okay? So, if they're having a ball, the parents are very unconcerned, but they're having fun. The parents are worried. So suddenly I hear a tap on my elbow. Can I go and settle my son's cupboard in the hostel? I said, no, ma'am. That time is over. Let him make his own cupboard. Because I don't know how it is in Nepal. In India, there is somebody to switch on the geyser for us, somebody to wake us up, somebody to iron our clothes, somebody to give us our breakfast, somebody to take us to school and call us. So what we are dependent. We become so dependent. Are you with me? Yeah. So start being independent, my dear. You demand, sir, please, I want to know more about this. Ma'am, I like to know more about this. Guide me. Where can I get more information about it? Okay? Now let me tell, okay, these two words may seem very, very sophisticated, but actually they're not. Because if you find a new way, if your mind becomes research-oriented and thinking of something unique, and that's the way you have to think, not what happened in the past. You understand? If I had made muffins in the bakery, now let me think what kind of muffins I can make. And that's how people have made millions. So you're becoming researchers yourself while you're going along, okay? And so a new innovation comes in there. What have you done? You have disrupted something that was there in the past into something new. That is called disruption. They are not very sophisticated words. But what helps you going through a 4-year course is gives you the complete banquet of subjects to find yourself, which is the subject I like, okay? And passionately, not because everybody else is doing it. Okay. Now let's come to the new way of teaching. This is for the faculty generally. There are 3 methods of teaching. One is called pedagogy. That is teacher-led learning. That's what has been happening ever since Guru Shiksha and all that was happening till this day. There's a lecturer in front of the students who gives a lecture. But let me tell you one thing to all, with due respect to all lecturers, I was one of them, I still am. We can never reproduce the knowledge that is available in the internet. We cannot compete with that knowledge. So why are we being the hero and saying that this is I know everything? You don't. So now we are coming to a subject. We call ourselves lecturers, instructors. But now what is happening is we are coming to another stage called andragogy. Andragogy is student-led learning. That means you will learn by yourself. You could be in the classroom, you could be in the at home, but your professor becomes a facilitator, because what he does is you read these textbooks, you read these articles in the internet, you read these periodicals, and you'll find the answer. So a student will say, "Sir, what is a muffin?" The faculty member is not supposed to answer that. Google it and find out, and tell me what it is. This is your answer. You have to all help this new generation to find their own independence. As a matter of fact, you do it normally. I think all of you are finding information by yourself. It's natural for you. It's very natural. So what I'm recommending to the institutions is to please allow them to find their own answers. Okay? But you would facilitate it in the sense that you would tell them which books to read, what magazines to read, they are doing the reading and all that, and making presentations to you, to the faculty. And if the faculty finds your presentation of a high quality, which it will be, because I've done it, and I found the students are way beyond, because they've got the technology in their hands. They come with video clips, they come with this, and they come with that, okay? Of course, the third thing is for creation of knowledge, and that is when I say that you have to create something of new, and you become a mentor, a researcher, okay? So, student learning tools. Now, if we go into this system, of course, the first thing you have to have, I don't know if you have it right now, called the Learning Management Systems, LMS. Okay, do you have it here in this college? Okay, get LMS immediately and install it, because students will now talk through LMS system with their faculty. Faculty will not have one-to-one except in the hybrid situation. I'll talk about it. There will be a faculty there, but hearing you giving answers. Do you understand? So these are the various things you're going to look at for your own tools for knowledge. Just look at that. Got it? Yep. Talk to me, huh? Have you got it? Yeah, okay, good. Assessments. How are assessments going to be done? You're going to do a demonstration online of your product. Because if you are going to be interviewed by any organization, they will say, show us a demonstration of what unique thing you have produced. So demonstrations, student PowerPoint presentations, Viva Voces, open book exams, nice, eh? Having open book exams, we'll have the faculty will have to develop case studies in a lot of ways so that you can have open book exams, so that you solve the case. Student journals, business plan for a venture. By the way, I'm sure you do have a subject called entrepreneurship. Do you have that? Okay, in that module, I want the person who's navigating that module to get the student to make a business plan of a real life project that they will do. It can be a simple thing like selling street foods. It could be street foods. One student of mine said, I'm going to open telas. You know what is telas? The little carts opposite offices, and I'm going to give the best biryanis ever. He says, I've done the study, and I can make 11,000 rupees every day. Every day. Cash. And he can say, I can buy an Audi, I'll be able to go on foreign holidays with that kind of money. And what is he doing? Selling biryanis outside office blocks. He's a well-to-do boy, by the way. But he's chosen that. You can have street foods, why not? You don't have to have some big thing. But that's how you become independent. Start small, something that is there, you know. Then there's a new this thing that has been produced, app called remote proctored tests. That means there's a camera in the map and you are being observed by somebody while you're writing. Okay. Now this is very important. This is what the institutions should be doing and all the principals should be doing. Hospitality education will not copy the industry, but shall lead it. And how is that done? Your own students will give you the answers because they are constantly researching, finding new ways to find solutions, and they are feeding you. All the faculty also will have to do research, by the way. Nobody is going to be non-research oriented, because that's how research will be able to enhance knowledge for the industry. Right now, we were always saying industry is better, they do that in the industry. Why? Let our college be the source where industry get ideas. Okay? And how do you do that? I recommend that you set up a cyber lab. What is a cyber lab? A cyber lab is a room where all the latest technology that is used in hotels and tourism is displayed end to end. That means you are going to that lab, that's where the hybrid part comes. You're going to that lab and seeing how, say, the door opens, you know, the automatic doors, just by flashing something, your mobile to it. How does the thing, where is it connected on the right, where is it connected on the left? So this is a very important point. You will have a cyber lab of all the latest equipment. And I found that a lot of people are very anxious to help us, an educational institute, because if you have seen a particular equipment where you have learned from it, when you join the industry or whenever you're starting your own business, you will ask for that only. Okay? Second thing is incubation center. I would request all colleges now, their heads, to open an incubation center where students will, what should I say, will try out their new ideas. Will try out their new ideas. Okay? Your whole education should be experience-based learning. Okay? And not education-based learning. That means you have to go through the experience of learning and finding information yourself. There's a lot of work you have to do. Work towards an open book exam by creating case studies. Disruption and innovation, that's where this thing comes in. Incubation center comes. And online education for all ages. Now, a new thing that will be developed at the national level is you don't have to be from 18 to 21 or whatever to do college. You could have been somebody who has been working through circumstances and now wants to go to college. That person should be able to get his degree or her degree online with your university, with your college. So these are the future developments that we all have to work towards, because we are in a new age. Right. Now this is my last slide only for faculty. You can take picture of it. The faculty of tomorrow, everyone is taking picture, good. The faculty of tomorrow is going to re-engineer himself, herself. Re-engineer, okay? And keep on re-engineering periodically, because information and knowledge is happening very, very fast. Okay? Become a thought leader through constant research. That's how an institution becomes a leader to the industry, because the faculty themselves are doing a lot of research. Authorship. Write books, write case studies, send articles into papers, in magazines and papers. That's how you will expose your college and what they are doing through your research work, okay? Or any other articles you want to make. For that, you need to be adaptable, update your knowledge, and disruptive. That means the faculty also have to be disruptive in their way of thinking. Be knowledge predators, research methodology, and writing skills. These are the qualities and competencies that are required. So folks, I'm finishing here, because little time was given to me. And I hope it gives you enough time for meditating on remembering and recollecting and saying, who am I going to be? You decide. take the help of your faculty. They'll be I'm so glad about your relationship with your faculty. Whenever they came here, big talia and all that, So it's a very nice emotion that is shown out here. So there you are, my dears. Where is Madam Subina? I want to ask her if I've met the time limit. Anyway, thank you very much. All the best to you. I thought Kathmandu will be cold. It's not. You're taking me down?
Thank you very much.
Don't bring me up again, huh?
No, but we have a token.
See that. Then I would have had to come up again. See.
Just stand here.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Sudhir Andrews, sir. We are honored to have you here. Now, to provide him with a token of love, I would like to call upon stage Mr. Ram Kailas Bicha, sir, Principal of NATHM, and Sir, Mr. Rajesh Supriti, sir, Executive Director, NATHM.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful session it has been so far. Let me inform you that we are going to take the final keynote speech for today. For that, let me welcome Mr. Sugat Ratnakansakar sir, former CEO of Nepal Airlines Corporation. He will be talking about the dynamics of aviation, business, prospects and challenges for national carriers.
सबैलाई नमस्कार। सबभन्दा पहिले नाथमको फ्याकल्टी विद्यार्थी सबैलाई धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। खास गरी उप्रेती सरलाई मलाई यो चान्स दिनुभयो किनोट स्पिकरको। अब गएको 3 दिनसम्म हामीले यो पर्यटन सम्बन्धी, पर्यटन व्यवसाय सम्बन्धी पर्यटकहरूलाई चाहिँ कसरी स्याहार सुसार गर्ने, कसरी उनीहरूलाई इन्टरटेन गर्ने कुरा भयो। तर समस्या कहाँनिर आयो भने पर्यटकै विदेशी पर्यटकै आएन भने के गर्नु त भन्ने, पर्यटकै आएन भन्ने होइन। अब पर्यटक नआउने एउटा महत्त्वपूर्ण एउटा चाहिँ इस्यु छ, त्यही विषय चाहिँ मलाई आज दिएको छ। त्यो के हो भने विदेशबाट पर्यटक आउँदाखेरि एउटा चाहिँ अस्ट्रेलियाको चाहिँ 2 जना चाहिँ विशेषज्ञले चाहिँ रिसर्च गर्दाखेरि पर्यटकहरूको चाहिँ बिहेभियर सम्बन्धी रिसर्च गरे। बिहेभियर होइन, कोही कुनै मुलुकको मान्छे चाहिँ कहीँ जाँदाखेरि उनीहरूको चाहिँ बिहेभियर के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि नम्बर 1 सबभन्दा पहिले उसले हेर्ने त्यो मुलुकमा जानलाई, त्यो ठाउँमा जानलाई जान आउने हवाईजहाजको टिकट कति पर्छ भनेर उसको 1 नम्बरमा त्यही चाहिँ चासो हुने रहेछ उसको। अब विडम्बना के भयो भने यहाँ धेरैलाई थाहै छैन। मलाई त पहिलेदेखि थाहा थियो, तैपनि आज बिहान मैले चाहिँ चेक गरेँ। आजकल त इन्टरनेटमा जे पनि पाइन्छ होइन। हवाईबाट, अमेरिकाको हवाईबाट चाहिँ काठमाडौँ आउनलाई चाहिँ दिल्ली जाने भन्दा, वास्तव हवाई भन्दा यता हो, डिस्टेन्सको हिसाबले न्यू दिल्ली भन्दा चाहिँ काठमाडौँ चाहिँ नजिक छ। हवाई भाडा कति थाहा छ? यु विल बी सरप्राइज, मेबी यु डोन्ट बिलिभ, 4 टाइम्स रहेछ। 4 गुणा बढी चाहिँ काठमाडौँ आउनलाई चाहिँ हवाईको एकजना चाहिँ पर्यटक चाहिँ काठमाडौँ आउनलाई 4 गुणा बढी चाहिँ हवाई भाडा तिर्नुपर्छ आउने जानेको। त्यो पनि मैले अब नाम त लिनु भएन, नेपालमा अहिले आइरहेको विदेशी एयरलाइन्स नै हो। त्यही एयरलाइन्सले चाहिँ दिल्ली जानलाई भन्दा चाहिँ काठमाडौँ आउनलाई चाहिँ 4 गुणा चाहिँ बढी पैसा लिने रहेछ। अब गर्ने के? अब त्यसै गरी चाहिँ मैले चाहिँ अरू डेस्टिनेसन पनि हेरेँ। लन्डनको एकजना पर्यटक यहाँ नेपाल आउनलाई चाहिँ दिल्ली जानुभन्दा चाहिँ 33% बढी चाहिँ पैसा तिर्नुपर्ने रहेछ, 33%। न्युयोर्कबाट आउँदाखेरि त 83%। यो चिपेस्ट टिकटको कुरा गरेर, यो बिजनेस क्लास होइन होइन, खोजेर चिपेस्ट टिकट खोज्यो भने न्युयोर्कबाट चाहिँ काठमाडौँ आउनु भन्दा चाहिँ के अरे दिल्ली जानुभन्दा चाहिँ काठमाडौँ आउनलाई चाहिँ 83%। सिडनीबाट अस्ट्रेलियाबाट आउँदाखेरि 77%, बोस्टनबाट आउँदाखेरि 75%। त्यो हालतमा चाहिँ विदेशी पर्यटन यहाँ कसरी आउँछ? यहाँ जोसँग चाहिँ पैसाको मान्ने छैन, हायर क्लास, उनीहरू खुरखुर आउँछ। दोस्रो चाहिँ के भने ऊ नेपाल आउनै पर्ने भएर त्यहाँ अब यहाँ हाम्रो पशुपतिनाथ हेर्नलाई हो कि अब त्यो हेर्नलाई चाहिँ आउनै पर्यो भनेर ऊ अलि बढी पैसा तिरेर पनि आउने मात्रै। तर साधारण चाहिँ तपाईँको चाहिँ पर्यटकहरू ल मेरो चाहिँ अब 1 वर्षको चाहिँ के अरे ऊ सेभिङमा चाहिँ एकचोटि घुम्न जाउँ कतै चाहिँ फार इस्ट भनेर चाहिँ हाम्रो एसियालाई होइन हाम्रो साइडमा घुम्न जाउँ भनेपछि ऊ नेपाल आउँदैन कुनै हालतमा। ऊ जयपुर जान्छ, गोवा जान्छ, बाली जान्छ, ब्याङ्कक जान्छ, दिल्ली जान्छ, सबै ठाउँमा चाहिँ हामीभन्दा चाहिँ हवाई भाडा चाहिँ 40 to 50% सस्तो छ त। अब यो कुरो चाहिँ नबुझेर न नेपाल सरकारले बुझ्यो होइन, नेपाल एयरलाइन्सको स्टाफहरू चाहिँ कराई छ यो कुरो होइन। पर्यटन मन्त्रालयकै साथीहरूलाई चाहिँ अहिलेसम्म अनभिज्ञ छ त, थाहै छैन रहेछ। यो सबभन्दा ठुलो बोटलनेक टुरिज्म इन्डस्ट्रीको लागि नेपालको लागि सबभन्दा खतरनाक कुरो। हवाई भाडा नै एसियाको सबभन्दा महँगो हवाई गन्तव्य काठमाडौँ भइरहेछ। यो खतरा भएन? त्यसलाई चाहिँ तपाईँको चाहिँ त्यो समस्या समाधान गर्नलाई भने राष्ट्रिय ध्वजावाग माथि नआइकन असम्भवै कुरा हो। फेरि एकजनाले मलाई सोध्यो कि यो विदेशीले नै सोध्यो मलाई, हाउ इज इट पोसिबल मिस्टर कंसाकार? यो 24 एयरलाइन्स आर 2 dozen एयरलाइन्स आर कमिङ टु नेपाल, देयर मस्ट बी कम्पिटिसन भनेर। त्यो होइन रहेछ। यो एयरलाइन्स बिजनेस होइन, विचित्रको बिजनेस थियो। मैले कहिलेकाहीँ म चाहिँ भन्छु कि म त यहाँ टेलिकममा चाहिँ 34 वर्ष बिताएर आएको। अरू सेक्टरमा भन्दा वान अफ द मोस्ट स्टुपिड बिजनेस भनेर चाहिँ एयरलाइन्स बिजनेस हो कि। यति कम्पिटिसन छ कि अब 1%मा चाहिँ सर्भाइभ गर्नुपर्ने, प्रफिटदेखि लिएर सारा कुरो। अनि अर्को कुरो के छ भने यो कुरा नबुझेर नेपाल एयरलाइन्सलाई चाहिँ विडम्बना के भने 28 वर्षमा हवाईजहाज नकिनिकन बस्यो। एउटा मैले जोक पनि बनाएको छु कि 28 वर्षसम्म त्यहाँ सारा चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ नेपाल सरकारदेखि सबैले त्यहाँ चाहिँ नेपाल एयरलाइन्सको एयर होस्टेसहरूको राम्रोसँग मुस्कानै छैन, त्यसैले हवाईजहाज नकिन्ने भनेर बसिरहेको छ। सानो तिनो छ नि, माइक्रो म्यानेजमेन्टको कुरा गरिरहेछ, सुब्बा खरदारको कुरा गरिरहेछ, माइक्रो इस्युजहरू म्याक्रो लेभलमा जाने नहेरा हो कि हो के थाहा छैन त्यहाँ होइन। हाम्रो चाहिँ पर्यटन व्यवसायीहरूले चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ मेरो शब्द होइन यो, पर्यटन व्यवसायीहरूले पोइन्ट गरेको शब्द हवाई माफिया भनेर। त्यो नै हो कि भन्ने शङ्का गर्ने चाहिँ अहिले चाहिँ ठाउँ चाहिँ आइसक्यो। अब अहिले पनि तपाईँको जहाँ गए पनि यहाँ पनि मैले हिजोदेखि अस्तिदेखि कतिजना भेटाएको थियो, 1-2जना पत्रकारदेखि। अब नेपाल एयरलाइन्स त अब के त अब खतमै हुने भयो त, भन्दै गरे हुँदैन, सुकजी भन्छ होइन। अब त्यो चाहिँ मतलब चाहिँ मेरो हिसाबमा नेपाल एयरलाइन्स बन्द गर्नु भने अथवा क्लोज गर्नु भने चाहिँ पर्यटन व्यवसाय क्लोज गर्नु हो। त्यो किन भन्दाखेरि यो चाहिँ जुन अघि भने चाहिँ वान अफ द मोस्ट एक्सपेन्सिभ एयर डेस्टिनेसन अफ एसिया भइरह्यो, त्यो लेभल चाहिँ हट्दै हट्दैन, त्यो माथि नल्याएसम्मलाई। त्यसैले त यहाँ चाहिँ सबैलाई मेरो चाहिँ एउटा अनुरोध के छ भने यो चाहिँ क्याम्पेनिङमा लाग्नु पऱ्यो कि नेपाली एयरलाइन्स माथि जसरी पनि ल्याउनै पऱ्यो फर द सेक अफ टुरिज्म, फर द सेक अफ यहाँको विद्यार्थी। यहाँको विद्यार्थी कहाँ काम गर्नु? यहाँ विदेशी पर्यटकै आएन भने यहाँ जतिसकै एक्सलेन्ट यहाँ ट्रेनिङ दिए पनि अनि काम गर्ने ठाउँ नभएपछि त त्यहाँ यहाँ आम्बाउ छोडेर चाहिँ दुबई जाने, सबै दोहा जाने, मलेसिया जाने, त्यो कहीँ हुन्छ र त्यो। त्यसो एट एनी कस्ट एनएसीलाई चाहिँ माथि ल्याउनु पर्यो अनि एनएसीको कुरा गरेपछि सबभन्दा ज्वलन्त एउटा चाहिँ इस्यु आउने जहिले पनि यसलाई चाहिँ अब प्राइभेटाइजेसन गर्ने कि के गर्ने भनेर इस्यु आउँछ कि त्यहाँ। अब एउटा इन्ट्रेस्टिङ कुरो एउटा होइन यो रियल यो चाहिँ जोक होइन साँच्चैको एकजना मन्त्रीजीले चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ उहाँको गोप्य कोठामा राखेर यिनीहरू सचिवजीमा राखेर एक दिन सोध्नुभयो त्यहाँ म एक्जिक्युटिभ डाइरेक्टर हुँदाखेरि अब सुकोजी तपाईँ चाहिँ निजीकरणको चाहिँ फेभरमा हो कि विरुद्धमा हो भनेर मैले दिएको जवाफ म निजीकरणको फेभरमा पनि आधा घन्टा बोल्न सक्छु विरुद्धमा पनि आधा घन्टा बोल्न सक्छु हजुरले चाहेको के हो भनेर दुइटैमा बोल्न सक्छु म अगेन्स्टमा पनि फेभरमा पनि। मेरो त्यो एसेन्स के भने कुनै एउटा फ्याक्ट्री चाहिँ तपाईँ बेच्ने भनेर चाहिँ कुरो चाहिँ फ्याक्ट्रीको म्यानेजरले त्यहाँको कामदारले निर्णय गर्ने हो र त्यो ओनर हेज टु डिसाइड। नेपाल एयरलाइन्सको ओनरसिप को भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ नेपाल सरकार हो, अर्थ मन्त्रालय हो, पर्यटन मन्त्रालय हो त उहाँले नै डिसाइड गर्नुपर्ने। तर विडम्बना के भने यो प्राइभेटाइजेसन गर्ने कि नगर्ने निजीकरण गर्ने कि नगर्ने भने डिबेट चलिरहेको चाहिँ ठ्याक्कै 23 वर्ष भयो। 23 वर्ष पहिले एउटा चाहिँ के अध्ययन टोली के बनाएर चाहिँ गरिरहेको छ। अब यो चाहिँ नेपाल एयरलाइन्सको महत्त्वको सँगसँगै चाहिँ पर्यटन व्यवसायको कुरा गर्दाखेरि 4 वर्ष पहिले विश्व ब्याङ्कको चाहिँ आइएफसी भन्ने चाहिँ संस्थाले चाहिँ अध्ययन गरायो एकदम राम्रोसँग चाहिँ यहाँको हाम्रो चाहिँ ट्रेड एन्ड इन्डस्ट्री पर्यटन मात्रै होइन सबै सेक्टरमा चाहिँ गर्दाखेरि उसको निष्कर्ष यस्तो चाहिँ अचम्म त यति चाहिँ मतलब हामीलाई चाहिँ खुसी लाग्ने चाहिँ डेटा के हो वर्ल्ड एभरेज वर्ल्डमा चाहिँ 11 जवान चाहिँ विदेशी पर्यटक कुनै मुलुकमा आयो भने एकजनाले चाहिँ जब पाउने one job will be created by 11 के अरे न्यू इन्ट्रान्स न्यू पर्यटक। नेपालको कन्टेक्स्टमा 6 जना मात्रै आए पनि एकजनाले चाहिँ जब पाउने रहेछ। त्यो हिसाब गर्दाखेरि मलाई लागेको चाहिँ त्यो हुन त यहाँ चाहिँ एम्बिसियस भन्दा कसै के भन्छ म फेसबुकमा चल्दाखेरि 2 करोड टुरिस्ट आएको खण्डमा मलेसिया र चाहिँ खाडी मुलुकको सबैले यहाँ जागिर पाउने रहेछ 33 लाख जागिर पाउने रहेछ। अब त्यो असम्भव कसरी भन्ने सिङ्गापुरमा 1.5 करोड गइरहेछ मलेसियामा चाहिँ 3.5 करोड छ पर्यटक। अनि 2टा पिरामिड हेर्नलाई इजिप्टमा एकताका अहिले त कति थाहा छैन त्यहाँ 2 करोड टुरिस्ट जाने 2टा पिरामिड। म भन्छु नेपालमा त 10वटा पिरामिड छ त 10वटा पिरामिड छ यहाँ। अब यो चाहिँ अब नेपाल एयरलाइन्सको कुरा गरेर मैले इन्टरनेसनल कुरा गरेर डोमेस्टिककोमा चाहिँ फेरि हिजो अस्ति पनि यहाँ कुरा चलाएको थियो। डोमेस्टिक सेक्टरमा पनि एकताका चाहिँ पञ्चायतको टाइममा 52वटा एयरपोर्ट भएको मुलुक यो संसारमा धेरै कम रहेछ। यति सानो मुलुकमा 52वटा एयरपोर्ट अचम्मको। त्यही बेला नेपाल एयरलाइन्ससँग 11वटा चाहिँ ट्विन अटर सबै ठाउँमा चाहिँ त्यहाँ सेवा थियो। अहिले नेपाल एयरलाइन्समा चाहिँ दुईटा चाहिँ ट्विन अटर त्यो पनि 45 वर्ष पुरानो र आज मात्रै मैले एउटा पत्रिका हेरेको थिएँ बैतडीमा चाहिँ हवाईजहाज नपुगेको 6 महिना भइसक्यो भनेर। कुनै प्राइभेट सेक्टर पनि गएन त्यहाँ। प्राइभेट सेक्टर पनि भन्ने ठाउँ छैन होइन दे आर आफ्टर मनी होइन पैसा नकमाइकन त कहाँ जान्छ र त्यहाँ। तर हुनुपर्ने के नेपाल एयरलाइन्स माथि आएको खण्डमा क्रस सब्सिडी भन्ने चाहिँ शब्द चाहिँ सुन्नु भयो होला सबैले। क्रस सब्सिडी भने के भने टेलिकममा काठमाडौँ सहरमा अथवा विराटनगर सहरमा कहीँ सहरमा चाहिँ एउटा मोबाइल राख्नलाई चाहिँ एउटा मोबाइलको चाहिँ स्ट्रक्चर कस्ट 10 रुपियाँ छ भने त्यहाँ बैतडीदेखि हुम्ला जुम्ला त्यहाँ त्यो 100 रुपियाँ पर्छ 10 टाइम्स पर्छ त। तर उनीहरूलाई हामी 10 टाइम्स चार्ज गर्दैन त। त्यहाँ चाहिँ हामी घाटामा चलाउँछौँ यहाँ चाहिँ नाफा भए त पुगिहाल्ने त्यहाँ क्रस सब्सिडी त्यही हो। नेपाल टेलिकम जहिले पनि नाफै नाफामा छ त। नेपाल एयरलाइन्स डोमेस्टिकमा पनि त्यही गर्ने हो। त्यहाँ इन्टरनेसनलबाट कमाउने यो ट्रङ्क रुटबाट कमाउने अनि त्यो 19 सिटरको हवाईजहाजमा 2 जना प्यासेन्जर मात्रै छ भने नियमित फ्लाइट सेड्युल फ्लाइट 2 जना प्यासेन्जर बोकेर भए पनि त्यसको महत्त्वै अर्कै हुन्छ त्यो ठाउँमा अर्कै हुन्छ। किनभने यो देश विचित्रको देश संसारमा कमै होला। आफ्नो राजधानी सहर जान्नलाई चाहिँ 6 देखि 7 दिन लाग्ने चाहिँ गाउँ अहिलेसम्म छ त। 6-7 दिनको चाहिँ बाटोलाई चाहिँ 1 घन्टामा झार्ने चाहिँ नेपाल एयरलाइन्समा चाहिँ सक्छ अरू सक्दैन त। त्यसपछि फेरि त्यसमा चाहिँ पर्यटनको दृष्टिकोण पनि छ। हरेक तपाईँको चाहिँ तपाईँ त्यो स्टोल एयरपोर्ट भन्छौँ सानो एयरपोर्टमा त्यसको वरिपरि चाहिँ यति चाहिँ राम्रो चाहिँ सिनहरू र यति राम्रो चाहिँ पर्यटकीय स्थल छ कि कुरा गरेर साध्य छैन। त्यहाँ अलिकति राम्रोसँग बस्ने ठाउँ छ भने कति मान्छे चाहिँ ट्रेकिङमा गएर कति चाहिँ मतलब त्यति सिनिक ब्युटी होइन यस्तो चाहिँ त्यो धेरै छ यहाँ। एकजना पर्यटन व्यवसायीले मलाई भने यो 8-9 वर्ष पहिले स्विजरल्यान्डमा उ गएर छ सुगोजी म त्यहाँ जाँदाखेरि त एक ठाउँमा गएर त मेरो आँखामा आँसु आयो भन्यो। किन भने त त्यहाँ सबै जाने रहेछ एक ठाउँ रहेछ त्यहाँ बसमा जाने रहेछ 2-3 घन्टा बस चढेर। अब म पनि एकचोटि हेर्न जान्छु भनेर गएको त त्यहाँ साधारण झरना एउटा अरे अनि झरना एउटा देखाएर अनि $50 कफी खुवाउने रहेछ। त्यस्तो झरना त यहाँ त कति छ कति नेपालमा। मलाई आँखामा आँसु आयो वी कुड नट सेल हाम्रो चाहिँ सिनिक ब्युटीहरू स्विजरल्यान्डले त्यस्तो चाहिँ पैसा कमाइरहेको छ एउटा साधारण झरना देखाएर। अब त्यो चाहिँ तपाईँको चाहिँ अहिले हामी कहाँ त्यो सोच चाहिँ डेभलप भएकै छैन क्या। त्यो 52वटा एयरपोर्टमा सबै एयरपोर्ट चलाउनै पर्छ। त्यो एउटा बेनिफिट त्यहाँको जनतालाई फाइदा त्यसको सोसियो इकोनोमिक इम्प्याक्ट चाहिँ भयङ्कर हुन्छ। यो कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ म भन्छु एकचोटि चाहिँ हाम्रो 2 जना अर्थमन्त्रीलाई भनेको छु मैले त्यहाँ जिएम हुँदाखेरि त्यहाँ अर्थ मन्त्रालयमा प्रेजेन्टेसन गर्ने गए होइन हुन त त्यहाँ सबै सचिवहरू हाँस्नुभयो मेरो कुरा सुनेर। मैले उहाँहरूले चाहिँ के भनेको थियो भने नेपाल एयरलाइन्सलाई हजुरहरूले सडक विभाग जस्तो मान्नुपर्छ भनेर। एउटा गाउँमा गएर चाहिँ सडक बनाएपछि नाफा खोइ भन्ने पाइँदैन त त्यसको नाफा त कता चाहिँ 10 गुणा चाहिँ सोसियो इकोनोमिक इम्प्याक्ट पर्छ। डोमेस्टिकमा त्यही हो हाम्रो। त्यही एउटा चाहिँ अहिले चाहिँ खासै चाहिँ त्यो भइरहेको छैन त्यहाँ। र एकताका चाहिँ तपाईँको 60% मार्केट सेयर नेपाल एयरलाइन्सको हातमा रहेछ। विदेशी एयरलाइन्स विदेश जाने चाहिँ काठमाडौँ त्रिभुवन विमानस्थलबाट उब्जेको व्यापारको 60% व्यापार चाहिँ नेपाल एयरलाइन्सको हातमा भएको। म 4 वर्ष पहिले जाँदाखेरि रुनै मन लाग्ने 3%मा झरिसकेको रहेछ। त्यही पनि आनन्दसँग बसिरहेको छ नेपाल सरकारदेखि सबै आनन्दसँग बसिरहेको छ। 60%को मार्केट 3%मा झारेर 97 मार्केट त्यो डलर कमाउने मार्केट हो त्यो कि यहाँ धेरैलाई थाहा छैन। अहिले 44वटा संस्थानमा 50% रेभिन्यू डलरमा कमाउने नेपाल एयरलाइन्स मात्रै हो। नेपाल एयरलाइन्स 50%। किन भने विदेशमा बस्नेलाई टिकट किन्दाखेरि चाहिँ कहाँ नेपाली तिर्न पाउँछ र नाकले टेकेर डलरै तिर्नु पर्यो नि। त्यो हुँदाखेरि 50% आम्दानी नेपाल एयरलाइन्स के अरे यो डलरमा आउने थियो। त्यस्तो राम्रो बिजनेसमा चाहिँ वी आर इग्नोरिङ भने 3% झारेर चाहिँ आनन्दसँग बसिरहेछ। त्यो यो कुरा चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ माथि पुर्याउनै पर्छ र यो टुरिज्मसँग डाइरेक्टली रिलेटेड विषय हो यो टुरिज्मसँग पनि। अब एउटा चाहिँ अर्को कुरो चाहिँ यो नेपाल एयरलाइन्सको कुरा गर्दाखेरि धेरै चाहिँ ह्युमन क्यापिटलको यहाँ त्यहाँको कर्मचारी खतम छ कि के भनेर भन्छ त्यो सबै वायात कुरा हो कि त्यो। त्यहाँको कर्मचारी चाहिँ अरू 24वटा मन्त्रालय र अर्को 43वटा संस्थाभन्दा चाहिँ नराम्रो छैन। उनीहरूभन्दा राम्रो चाहिँ म भन्दिनँ, उनीहरूभन्दा नराम्रो छैन। कुनै एरियामा चाहिँ राम्रै छ होइन। एउटा चाहिँ उदाहरणको लागि मैले त त्यो बेला मैले फुर्तीफार्ती गरेको थियो सायद नेपालमा इतिहासमा पहिलोपल्ट होला भनेर एउटा इन्टरनेसनल क्वालिटी सर्टिफिकेट चाहिँ नेपाल एयरलाइन्सले लिएको थियो 5 वर्ष म त्यहाँ हुँदै आइसागो भनेर ग्राउन्ड ह्यान्डलिङमा वान अफ द बेस्ट क्वालिटीको सर्भिस दिएको एयरलाइन्स भनेर 90वटा उनीहरूले सर्वे गरेको यो इन्टरनेसनल एजेन्सीमा हामी टप 5 मा परेको म नै छक्क परेको थियो। आई वाज सक्ड ओ हो र भनेर उसले प्रेजेन्टेसनै गराएको थियो होइन। भनेपछि त्यहाँको कर्मचारीले गाली गर्ने ठाउँै छैन। समस्या कहाँ भन्दाखेरि त्यो प्रोडक्सन क्यापेसिटी नै बढेन क्या। प्रोडक्सन क्यापेसिटी नबढेपछि एउटा अर्को उदाहरण म 4 वर्ष पहिले जाँदाखेरि 2टा बोइङ चलिरहेको थियो। मलाई के शङ्का लागेको थियो भने त्यो बोइङ 2टा चाहिँ राम्रो इफिसियन्सली चलाएको छैन कि भनेर किन त्यहाँको चिफ इन्जिनियरलाई सोधे गणेश ठाकुर भन्ने उहाँले मलाई चाहिँ कानमा सर यो बाहिर चाहिँ नभनौँ बाहिर चाहिँ भन्यो भने अलिकति नराम्रो हुन्छ। बोइङ कम्पनी र यो रोल्स रोयस इन्जिन बनाउने कम्पनी दुईटै कम्पनीले लिखितमा दिइरहे डोन्ट फ्लाइ मोर देन 11.5 आवर्स। 11.5 घन्टाभन्दा बढी चाहिँ दिनको नचलाऊ भनिरह हाम्रो सर 12.5 घन्टामा चलिसक्यो भन्छ। भनेपछि हामी फुल क्यापेसिटीमा 24 घन्टा रन भइरहेको फ्याक्ट्री अनि उत्पादन भएन भनेर कराउनु रहेछ, मिसिन नथप्ने रहेछ। कस्तो होला? 24 आवर्स चलेको दुईटा मिसिनले चाहिँ उत्पादन गरेको सामान फेरि हटकेक जस्तो बेचिरहेको छ अहिले होइन। अहिले नै मलाई कति आउँछ त, एउटा टिकट मिलाइदेऊ भनेर आउँथ्यो त। त्यसै यो अहिले नेपाल एयरलाइन्सको कुरा गर्दाखेरि यो जुन चाहिँ यो हाम्रो उपरेटी सरले चाहिँ डाइनामिक्स अफ एभिएसन बिजनेस भनेको छ, यो असाध्यै सान्दर्भिक छ। यो पर्यटनसँग डाइरेक्टली जोडिया छ होइन। हाम्रो नेसनल फ्ल्याग क्यारियरसँग डाइरेक्टली जोडिया छ यो। र यसलाई चाहिँ माथि नल्याएसम्म पर्यटन क्षेत्र कुनै हालमा आउँदैन त। यो सिम्पल कुरो हो। 4 गुणा चाहिँ बढी चाहिँ पैसा तिरेर त नेपालमा कुन चाहिँ मूर्ख आउँछ र यहाँ? धेरै पैसावालालाई त के मतलब छैन होला। तर हामीले टार्गेट गर्ने चाहिँ मिडल क्लास र अप्पर मिडल क्लास मात्रै हो, त्यहाँ हाई क्लास होइन होइन। 7 अरब 90 करोड जनसङ्ख्या भएको संसारमा हामीले ट्याप गर्ने चाहिँ मिडल क्लास मात्रै हो त्यहाँ। अरू धेरै हाई क्लास त त्यसै पनि आइरहेछ अहिले। त्यो नराम्रो चाहिँ केही भएकै छैन। अब लास्टमा एउटा चाहिँ हाम्रो उपरेसरले 35 मिनट्स भनेको थियो, गयो क्यारे 25 मिनट्स भनेको थियो। एउटा चाहिँ के छ भने अब यो नेपाल एयरलाइन्सको कुरा गर्दाखेरि 28 वर्षसम्म हवाईजहाज नकिनेको होइन। म गएपछि 4 वर्ष पहिले जाँदाखेरि मैले चाहिँ किन्ने कोसिस गरेँ। त्यसपछिको लफडा चाहिँ त्यसमा गएर काम छैन होइन। अनि त्यो हवाईजहाज किन्नमा चाहिँ थरथर काम्ने चाहिँ अहिलेसम्म पनि त्यहाँको कर्मचारी थरथर काम्ने एउटै मात्रै कारण के भने कि हवाईजहाज खरिद गर्दाखेरि त्यहाँ ठुलो चाहिँ काण्ड बनाइदिन्छ भनेर। त्यतिकै काण्ड बनाउनु रहेछ। संसारमा मैले भने संसारमा ग्लोबल टेन्डर भन्दा राम्रो प्रक्रिया वर्ल्ड ब्याङ्कले नाउँ दिए आइसिबी भन्छ, इन्टरनेसनल कम्पिटिटिभ बिडिङ होइन। वर्ल्ड ब्याङ्कदेखि एसियन डेभलपमेन्ट ब्याङ्कदेखि लिएर संसारमा कहीँ पनि त्योभन्दा राम्रो व्यवस्था, त्योभन्दा राम्रो प्रोसेस आविष्कारै गरेको छैन त। त्यही ग्लोबल टेन्डरबाट हवाईजहाज किन्दाखेरि पनि यहाँ हङ्गामा मच्यो। कारण के भन्दाखेरि एउटा कारण चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ यहाँ भएको ऐन नै हो। हाम्रो सार्वजनिक खरिद ऐन भन्ने धेरैलाई थाहै छैन होला। सार्वजनिक खरिद ऐन भन्ने एउटा वस्तु छ कि अचम्मको। खाद्य संस्थानले चाहिँ दसैँमा चाहिँ खसी बोका किन्दाखेरि जुन क्लज छ नि, त्यही क्लजबाट चाहिँ व्हाइट बडी किन्नुपर्ने रहेछ। खसी बोका किन्ने र व्हाइट बडी किन्ने एउटै दफामा रहेछ। यो सबै ठिकै छ भनेर बसिरहेको रहेछ अहिलेसम्म। 10औं वर्ष भइसक्यो। अचम्मको मुलुक के हो? र मैले चाहिँ अध्ययन गर्दाखेरि के पाएँ भने सिङ्गापुरमा पनि ठ्याक्कै त्यही नाउँको छ। हामी पनि पब्लिक प्रोक्योरमेन्ट एक्ट भन्छौँ, सिङ्गापुरमा त्यही रहेछ। अहिले त्यहाँ हेरेपछि थाहा हुन्छ। उनीहरूको पब्लिक प्रोक्योरमेन्ट एक्टमा जम्मी चाहिँ 94 वटा क्लज रहेछ। हामी चाहिँ यति चाहिँ विकास भइसकेको रहेछ कि हाम्रो चाहिँ सार्वजनिक खरिद पिपिएमा 346 वटा क्लज रहेछ। सिङ्गापुरले 94 मा गर्ने काम हामी 346 क्लज राखेको छ। अनि त्यो चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ ठुलो विडम्बना भइरहेछ। त्यसैले ल हुन्छ। त्यसैले अहिले मैले भन्दाखेरि यो च्यालेन्जको रूपमा होइन, पर्यटन क्षेत्रको नै च्यालेन्जको रूपमा एसियाको सबभन्दा महँगो हवाई गन्तव्य भइरहेको काठमाडौँलाई कसरी त्यसलाई नि खत्तम पार्ने भनेर। दिल्ली जस्तै सस्तो गर्नु पर्यो, गोवा जस्तै सस्तो गर्नु पर्यो, बाली जस्तै गर्नु पर्यो। त्यो नभएसम्म जहाँ पनि त्यहाँ पर्यटक चाहिँ सङ्ख्या बढ्दै बढ्दैन त। यहाँ चाहिँ एयरपोर्टको टोइलेट 4 भएर पर्यटन आएको होइन कि। यहाँ चाहिँ जो मन्त्री आए पनि सबभन्दा पहिले टोइलेट चेक गरेर हैरान। ल थ्याङ्क यू, यति नै हो मेरो।
Thank you so much, Mr. Saugat Ratnakrasnakar sir. Now, to provide him with token of love, I would like to call upon stage Executive Director, Mr. Rajesh Upreti Natham.
We are so glad to meet the dignitaries, guests, and amazing panelists today. We will have a closing ceremony along with the beautiful cultural performances. Ladies and gentlemen, myself, Sila Prajapati,
And me, Angela,
would like to sign off from today's session. And I hope you have enjoyed the program a lot as we did hosting the program. And now let me hand over this stage and mic to our respected Mr. Dambar Raj Bhatta sir. Dambar sir, you can take over.
Thank you very much. So now we will be beginning the closing ceremony of First National Tourism Conclave 2022. Oh, what a feeling this is. We have now successfully concluded the 3 tiring days of First National Tourism Conclave 2022, organized on the occasion of Golden Jubilee of this institution, which we all love. So without any further delay, I would like to proceed with the seating of our distinguished guest. First of all, I would like to request Mr. Rajesh Suprethi, Executive Director of NATHM, to chair this session. Similarly, may I request Mr. Suresh Adhikari, Secretary, Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, and also the chairperson of this academy, to take the seat of the chief guest of this closing ceremony. Similarly, special guest, the board members of Nepal Academy of Tourism and Hotel Management Committee, Mr. Ramesh Thapa, President of NATA. I would also like to request Mr. Neelhari Bastola, President of TAN. May I also request Mr. Dr. Suresh Shrestha, Joint Secretary at Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, to take seat of the guest. Similarly, I would like to request Professor Dr. Ramesh Raj Kumar, advisor of this First National Tourism Conclave and also one of the keynote speakers, to take his seat. Similarly, I would like to request representatives of our main sponsor, Citizens Bank, similarly powered by partners, Nepal Bank Limited, Himalaya Airlines, to take their respective seats, and also our partner, Nepal Mountaineering Academy, similarly representative of Nepal Tourism Board, to take their respective seats. Similarly, I request Principal of NATHM to take his seat, similarly Head of Department and representative from different institutions related to Han, TAN, NATA, Turgan, NARA, Yanami, and other travel and hotel industry sector. So, I would also like to request our dear students, journalists, security personnel, and staff members, former staffs and students of NATHM to take their respective seats. So this event wouldn't have been successful without the hard work of our students. We are in the forefront. Everybody knows us. We keep on roaming here and there, but our dear students, they have put in a lot of effort in materializing this first National Tourism Conclave. Hats off to you guys. You guys are gems. Thank you very much for your wonderful contribution for
successfully concluding this conclave. Similarly, the participants, especially those participants who registered with us, because in Nepal, we have a culture of enjoying a free lunch, but not registering even the program that can yield most benefits to us. We are thankful to all the registered participants of this conclave as well. Thank you very much. So, to begin the closing ceremony, let us begin with a cultural performance. As I mentioned in the opening ceremony as well, our students are not only good in kitchen, in service, in wherever they go, they are equally good in different co-curricular activities, including dance and music. So the first performance, I would like to invite Prasoon Kumar and group on stage. So there are only two, that's why I would like to name both of them, Prasoon Kumar and Kusum Pariyar. This is the Dhime dance. I don't know know how to pronounce the actual name, so I will limit myself to pronounce it as Dhime dance. Thank you. Wow, thank you very much, Prasun Kumar and Kusum Pariyar, for this beautiful performance. Now, again, we'll continue with a cultural performance, the Jaure dance. And for this, I would like to invite Sandhya, Samriddhi, Susila, and Sasmita. Can you play the music, please?
हिजो राति तिमीलाई देखे सपनीमा हे हिजो राति तिमीलाई देखे सपनीमा कस्तो संजोग भेट भयो आजै विपनीमा धरुधर्म घाटेको छैन मैले तिम्रै कसम खाए भेट्नै भने नौ डाँडा काटेर मागे सुन मायालु भेट्नै भने नौ डाँडा काटेर मागे सुन मायालु नाचौँ गाउँ हाँसखेल गरौँ भेट भएको रमाइलो दिनमा दुई दिनको हो नि यो जिन्दगानी लौ माया यसै पालामा नाचौँ गाउँ हाँसखेल गरौँ भेट भएको रमाइलो दिनमा दुई दिनको हो नि यो जिन्दगानी लौ माया यसै पालामा दुई दिनको हो नि यो जिन्दगानी लौ माया यसै पालामा देउरालीमा बरपीपल चौतारीको छ मेरो मन मिल्ने दौतारी बेसी घमाइलो देउरालीमा बरपीपल चौतारीको छ मेरो मन मिल्ने दौतारी बेसी घमाइलो बेसी घमाइलो जता माया छ उतै रमाइलो बेसी घमाइलो जता माया छ उतै रमाइलो आइरहेछ उर्ली यो पैसाको भेला कहिले होला जिन्दगीमा दुई मुटुको मेला आइरहेछ उर्ली यो पैसाको भेला कहिले होला जिन्दगीमा दुई मुटुको मेला कहिले होला जिन्दगीमा दुई मुटुको मेला बारमाना दुत्तिने मालिकै मेरो देउता होला नि कहीँ न कहीँ बेसी घमाइलो बेसी घमाइलो जता माया छ उतै रमाइलो बेसी घमाइलो जता माया छ उतै रमाइलो
Hello. Thank you very much once again for this beautiful performance. I hope our dignitaries and audience is enjoying whatever being shown here by our dear students. So often, we get a question from industry, we get question from everybody else, that are we ready to adapt to the innovations? Are we ready to change according to the changing times? And the answer from Natham is yes, we are ready to change. And this conclave, ladies and gentlemen, is the first step towards that change. We tried it, and it wouldn't have been possible without the support of our sponsors and supporters. So let's acknowledge all our sponsors and supporters for believing in us, for accepting our proposal and ready to fund this grand first National Tourism Conclave 2022. First of all, a big round of applause for our main sponsor, Citizens Bank. Similarly, our powered by sponsor, powered by sponsors, Nepal Mountain Academy, Nepal Bank Limited, and Himalaya Alliance. Our associate partner, Nepal Tourism Board, and our supporters, Himalayan Glacier Adventure and Travel Company, Samrat Impex, Brand Group Private Limited. Similarly, our partners, hospitality partner, the Solti Kathmandu, they provided rooms for our delegates. Knowledge partner, education.com, they provided us the financial support. 518 Internet, they provided us seamless internet facility throughout this event. Thank you very much. And our television partner, the Castament of Television. Similarly, we were promoted by and we were motivated by, obviously, our mother institution, our mother ministry, Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation. Nepali Alliance provided us discounted tickets for our delegates. Similarly, Hotel Association of Nepal, NATA, TAN, everybody helped us to bring this conclave into this form. A big thank you to all our sponsors and supporters. Now, let's also acknowledge our dear volunteers. Because of the time constraint, I won't be able to invite you all in the stage, but at least, what I can do, can you put the light on, please? Can you put the light on? We want to see our volunteers. First of all, the volunteers in the kitchen, can you stand up, please? A big round of applause for these volunteers in kitchen. They were led by our faculty members. Bakhati sir is there, Rajol sir, and Laxman sir. Thank you very much, guys. You prepared a delicious and healthy lunch for all of us. The volunteers of service, the volunteers in service, can you stand up, please? Service volunteers. I think they are preparing for the dinner service, right? A big thank you to you guys. The volunteers in the event management, can you stand up? Great, great, thank you very much. Guest handling volunteers. The designers. A big thanks to them. All this design that you are witnessing here, we didn't hire a single professional designer. All these designers were done by our students. Thank you very much. The photographers and videographers. A big thank you to you as well. Cultural dance performers, musical performers. Hats up to you guys. Thank you very much for your wonderful performances. Now, from my part, I have announced a name. But it will be great if you will hear the same thanks from our respected principal as well. So I would like to invite Mr. Ram Kailas Bicha, principal of Natham, for a Thanksgiving speech.
Thank you, Damar sir. Good evening to all of you. Respected Secretary, Ministry of Culture and Tourism, Civil Aviation, respected Executive Director of Natham, Advisor of this conclave, Professor Dr. Ramesh Raj Kubar sir, delegates from India, Professor Dr. Sudhir Andrews, Professor Dr. Nimit Ranjan Chaudhary, Dr. Sunima, respected Joint Secretary of Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, former MD of Nepal Airlines, Mr. Sugatrat Kansarkar, and all the panelists, moderators, and distinguished guests from Tourism and Hospitality fraternity. It gives me immense pleasure to acknowledge your valuable presence in this first National Tourism Conclave 2022. It would not be possible without your supports. It's a great privilege for us to be present here, all the distinguished guests. I would like to express my gratitude to the main sponsors, powered by partners, associates partners, supporters, and promoters for making these mega events happen. We expect some supports in the future too. I also would like to acknowledge entire Natham family too. I also would like to acknowledge entire Natham family, especially the young team who planted the seeds of this conclave and worked day and night to make the event grand success. It's a great honor for Natham family. Now we have a very young teen instructors, staffs who make such events successfully. Thank you very much for all of you. I heartily thanks all my beloved students who engage themselves in the preparation of food, service, and secretarial jobs, managing events, correspondings, and handling guests. That includes not only guideline for the industry, it includes also help us, our students, to develop the other extra activities and how to manage the events. Thank you very much. You have done well done. I wish you all have a wonderful evening ahead. And Especially, personally, I thanks the Dammarvat who create that such types of enclaves and make a such team which we are success that once. And that also help us for the future events to organize that ones. It's a national, and in the future we have a capability now to organize the international events also. Thank you very much, all of you. Again, thank you. Namaste.
Thank you very much, Principal Sir. Now we have another cultural performance. For that, Sapna, Elena, and Binita are ready. Can you play the music, please? Again, a great performance. Thank you very much.
मन्त्रालयका श्रीमान सचिवज्यू, डेस्कमा आसीन अतिथिगणहरू, नाथमका कार्यसमिति सदस्यज्यूहरू, आमन्त्रित उपस्थित व्यक्तित्वज्यूहरू, कलेजका विद्यार्थीज्यूहरू, यहाँहरू सबैमा नमस्कार गर्न चाहे मैले। 50औं वर्ष प्रवेश गरेकोमा जुन न्याथमले एउटा इनिसिएसन लिएर एउटा कन्क्लेभको आयोजना गरेको छ, यो अत्यन्तै सराहनीय छ। यसले स्वदेश तथा विदेशबाट की स्पिकरहरूलाई चाहिँ जुमको मार्फत पनि आमन्त्रित गरेर जुन पर्यटनको विषयमा उहाँले जे जस्ता कुराहरू राख्नुभयो, जे जस्तो नलेजहरू दिनुभयो, मलाई जहाँसम्म लाग्छ यो अति नै प्रभावकारी थियो र यहाँहरूले यसलाई धेरै लिनुभएको छ, बुझ्नुभएको छ भन्ने कुरा म राख्न चाहन्छु र यस्ता किसिमका कार्यक्रम न्याथमले निरन्तरता दिनुपर्छ आगामी वर्षहरूमा भन्ने म राख्न चाहन्छु र यसको लागि न्याथम कार्यसमितिको तर्फबाट हामीहरू भरपुर सहयोग र सहकार्य गर्नेछौँ। र यसले यो कार्यक्रम आयोजना गर्दाखेरि के कति कुराहरूको सहकार्य गर्नु पर्यो, समन्वय गर्नु पर्यो, तयारी गर्नु पर्यो, कति समयदेखि लाग्नु पर्यो र यो कार्यक्रम कसरी तयारी हुने रहेछ र यसमा के कस्ता कुराहरू चाहिँ इन्क्लुड गर्नुपर्ने रहेछ भन्ने कुराको पनि यहाँहरूले एउटा प्र्याक्टिकल शिक्षा पाउनु भएको छ र यसको लागि यसले धेरै स्टुडेन्टहरूलाई विविध कार्यक्रम एउटा उसको मात्र नभइकन अघि नै यहाँ सरले भनिसक्नु भएको छ, एउटा डान्सको भयो, म्युजिकल भयो, लगायत अन्य एउटा गेस्टलाई कसरी चाहिँ ट्रिट गर्ने, उहाँहरूसँग के कसरी व्यवहार गर्ने, लगायतका विविध कुराहरू चाहिँ जुन स्पोन्सरको लागि कसरी आफूले समन्वय गर्ने, कसरी चाहिँ नि आफ्नो कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ डेलिभर गर्ने र यहाँ आउनुभएका व्यक्तित्वहरूसँग जुन विभिन्न कुराहरू विभिन्न स्पिचहरू दिनुभएको छ, उहाँले दिएकोबाट अवश्य पनि यहाँहरूको मनोबल, विवेक र शिक्षालाई जुन हासिल गरिरहनु भएको छ यसलाई अझ दिग्गज बनाउनेछ भन्ने विश्वास मैले लिएको छु र यस्ता किसिमका कार्यक्रमहरूलाई निरन्तर दिनुपर्छ भन्ने कुराहरू राख्दै म धेरै नबोलिकन न्याथमले यस 2022 कन्क्लेभको जुन आयोजना गरेको छ यसलाई विशेष धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु र भोलिको दिनमा पनि यसलाई निरन्तरता दिने कुरा राख्दै म यहाँहरूसम्म बिदा हुन्छु। धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, Ramesh sir. As I mentioned earlier, this event wouldn't have been possible without the support of our sponsor, and it is our duty to pay due respect to all our sponsors. They supported us despite of a small time schedule, a very packed time schedule. We informed them only around 25 days back, and everything was materialized so quickly. Thank you for processing all of your processes with fast track to materialize this event. So honoring all our sponsors, we'll be playing their AV, and then we'll also hand over them the token of love from our part. So first of all, I would like to request the technicians to please play the AVs of each of our sponsors. And please pay respect to all of our sponsors by clapping continuously during the AVs.
कहिले पनि नछुटिने चोखो माया हाम्रो खाता खोल्न सबैभन्दा सिटिजन्स बैंक राम्रो सानो सिटिजन्स बैंक राम्रो अजम्बरी पिरती जोड्दिउँला पिरती जोड्दिउँ तिम्रै नाममा बैंक खाता खोल्दिउँला के छ विचार सिटिजन्स बैंकमा छ बलियो लकर के छ विचार सिटिजन्स बैंकमा छ बलियो लकर
विश्वासिलो बचत ऋणमा ब्याज दर पनि सस्तो विश्वासिलो बचत ऋणमा ब्याज दर पनि सस्तो अन्त कहाँ पाउनु सेवा सिटिजन्स बैंक जस्तो कान्छा सिटिजन्स बैंक जस्तो खाता खोल्दा ऋण कर्ज लिँदा धेरै छन् नि सेवा र सुविधा के छ विचार सिटिजन्स बैंकमा छ बलियो लकर के छ विचार सिटिजन्स बैंकमा छ बलियो लकर
विद्यार्थी बचत खातामा ड्राफ्ट र स्विफ्टमा छुट छ विद्यार्थी बचत खातामा ड्राफ्ट र स्विफ्टमा छुट छ बिना शुल्क आस्वा खाता खोले बचत जुट्छ सानो खोले बचत जुट्छ बालबालिका बनाउन सफल मुना बचत खाता छ असल के छ विचार सिटिजन्स बैंकमा छ बलियो लकर के छ विचार सिटिजन्स बैंकमा छ बलियो लकर
राष्ट्रसेवक बचत खाता कर्मचारीलाई स्मार्ट बचत खाता खोलौँ सबैजना आई कान्छा सबैजना आई स्वास्थ्य बिमा दुर्घटना बिमा पाइन्छ है संरक्षित खातामा के छ विचार सिटिजन्स बैंकमा छ बलियो लकर के छ विचार सिटिजन्स बैंकमा छ बलियो लकर
घरैबाट शेयर कारोबार डिमेट आस्वा खोली नगद रहित खुद्रा लेनदेन क्यूआर कोड रोजी सानो क्यूआर कोड रोजी इन्टरनेट र मोबाइल ब्याङ्किङ छ डेबिट क्रेडिट कार्ड लिन सकिन्छ के छ विचार सिटिजन्स बैंकमा छ बलियो लकर के छ विचार सिटिजन्स बैंकमा छ बलियो लकर
आमा दिदी बहिनीलाई महिला बचत खाता छुट पाइन्छ लकर शुल्क खाता खोल्न जाँदा कान्छा खाता खोल्न जाँदा वृद्ध आमालाई बैंकले खाता खोलिदिन्छ घरमै आई के छ विचार सिटिजन्स बैंकमा छ बलियो लकर के छ विचार सिटिजन्स बैंकमा छ बलियो लकर
कृषि पशुपन्छी कर्जा लिऊँ कृषक आई युवा स्वरोजगार कर्जा शिक्षित युवालाई सानो शिक्षित युवालाई मेहनती दिदी र बहिनीलाई सहज कर्जा महिला उद्यमीलाई के छ विचार सिटिजन्स ब्याङ्कमा छ बलियो लकर के छ विचार सिटिजन्स ब्याङ्कमा छ बलियो लकर
विदेशबाट फर्केका युवाहरूको ऊर्जा सदुपयोग गर्न युवा परियोजना कर्जा कान्छा परियोजना कर्जा किन्नु परे गाडी र घर सहज कर्जा सहुलियत ब्याजदर के छ विचार सिटिजन्स ब्याङ्कमा छ बलियो लकर
एउटा सोच बोकेको मान्छे, हिजो पढेर मात्र केही हुँदैन भनेर निराश हुनै लागेको मान्छे, आज एउटा उत्साह बोकेर लागेको छु आफ्नो कर्ममा। मेरो विश्वास, मेरो भरोसा अनि मेरो प्रगतिको सहयात्री, जसले मेरो हरेक उतार चढावमा साथ दिँदै मलाई एउटा सफल व्यवसायी बनायो।
तपाईं र हामी जस्ता सृजनशीलहरूको सोचमा ऊर्जा भरिरहेको छ नेपाल बैंक लिमिटेड।
समयसँगै अघि बढ्दै नेपाल बैंक लिमिटेड, नेपालको पहिलो बैंक।
एक वर्षको रिचार्ज गरेर 2 वर्षसम्म डिसोम हेर्न पाइन्छ भने भएन त 1 वर्षमा 24 महिना?
अझ प्रत्येक साता सो साताभरिमा 1 वर्षको लागि रिचार्ज गर्नेहरू मध्येबाट एकजनालाई विकली लकी ड्र मार्फत नगद रु 1 लाख पुरस्कार दिइन्छ भनेर पनि सुनाइदिनुस् न।
डिश होम, खुसीको कनेक्सन।
काष्ठमण्डप टेलिभिजन।
Nepal Academy of Tourism and Hotel Management NATHM presents First National Tourism Conclave 2022, chalking the roadmap of tourism. Main sponsored by Citizens Bank Limited, powered by Nepal Mountain Academy, Nepal Bank Limited, Himalaya Airlines, associate partner Nepal Tourism Board, hospitality partner The Solti Kathmandu, knowledge partner education.com, internet partner Dish Home FiberNet, television partner Castromondop Television, promoted by Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, Nepal Airlines, Hotel Association Nepal Han, Nepal Association of Tour and Travel Agents NATA, Trekking Agencies Association of Nepal TAN, supported by Himalayan Glacier Adventure and Travel Company, Super Samrat Imprex Private Limited, Brand Group Private Limited. Live on Castromondop Television. Date 6 to 8 September 2022. Venue NATHM Multipurpose Hall, Ravi Bhavan, Kathmandu.
Thank you. Thank you very much, our sponsors and supporters. And now, we'd like to provide token of love from our side to all our sponsors. And for that, I would like to invite today's chief guest and the chair of this closing ceremony to the stage to do this honor. श्रीमान सचिव ज्यू र कार्यकारी निर्देशक ज्यू. First of all, I would like to invite Roshan sir from Citizens Bank. Thank you very much, sir. उहाँहरूले हाम्रो रिक्वेस्ट स्वीकार गरेर एक दिनमा नै लगभग 2 वर्किङ डेज मात्रै लाग्यो हामीलाई यो स्पोन्सरशिप फाइनल गर्नको लागि. Thank you very much, sir. And whole team of Citizens Bank, including Citizens Bank Kalanki branch. Nepal Mountain Academy co-representative, Nepal Mountain Academy को कोही representative हुनुहुन्छ भने कृपया अगाडि आइदिनु होला. Nepal Mountain Academy, I think they are not here. Will deliver it to their office. त्यसै गरी Nepal Bank Limited, powered by sponsor Nepal Bank Limited, को प्रतिनिधिहरू ओके विष्णु नेउपाने सर हुनुहुन्छ नेपाल बैंक लिमिटेडबाट प्लिज गिभ देम अ बिग राउन्ड अफ एप्लज थ्याङ्क यू नेपाल बैंक लिमिटेड त्यसै गरी हिमालय एयरलाइन्सबाट उज्जवला म्याम हुनुहुन्छ उज्जवला राली म्याम ब्रान्ड हेड हुनुहुन्छ र उहाँहरूले हामीलाई पनि एउटा उड्दै गरेको जस्तो देखिने हिमालय एयरलाइन्सको डमी जहाज उपहार दिनुहुनेछ थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच हिमालय एयरलाइन्स एन्ड also thank you for your CSR initiative that you took during COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. हिमालय एयरलाइन्सको एउटा जहाज मैले इडी सरको अफिसमा पहिले देखिराखेका थिएँ अब दुईटा जहाज भयो सो हाम्रो एसोसिएट पार्टनर हुनुहुन्छ नेपाल टुरिज्म बोर्ड र सुमन घिमिरे सर हुनुहुन्छ सुमन घिमिरे सर प्लिज वेलकम अन द स्टेज टु रिसिभ अ स्मल टोकन अफ लभ फ्रम नाथम Thank you very much for support, Nepal Tourism Board, the National Destination Management Body of Nepal. Similarly, Himalayan Glacier Adventure and Travel Private Limited. बाट पनि रिप्रेजेन्टेटिभ हुनुहुन्छ कृपया अगाडि आइदिनु होला राजकुमार महर्जन सर हुनुहुन्छ हिमालयन ग्लेसियर त्यसै गरी ब्रान्ड रूफ प्राइभेट लिमिटेड सञ्जीव पाण्डे सर हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरूले हाम्रो धेरै हामीलाई सपोर्ट गर्नुभएको छ हाम्रो प्रिन्टिङ मटेरियल्सहरूमा त्यसै गरी द सोल्टी काठमाडौँबाट कोही प्रतिनिधि मैले अघिसम्म देखिरहेको थिएँ सोल्टी काठमाडौँ education.com बाट कोही प्रतिनिधि हुनुहुन्छ सायद हुनुहुन्न जस्तो लाग्यो डिसोम फाइबरनेट बाट कोही हुनुहुन्छ ओके डिसोमबाट पनि हामी त्यसै गरी काष्ठमण्डप टेलिभिजन रोहित भट्टजी हुनुहुन्छ काष्ठमण्डप टेलिभिजनबाट रोहित भट्टले हामीलाई टेलिभिजन सपोर्ट मात्रै होइन हाम्रो इभेन्ट म्यानेजमेन्टमा पनि निकै हेल्प गर्नुभएको छ A big round of applause for him as well. अब पालो भएको छ प्रमोटेड बाईमा अब यो चाहिँ हाम्रो मिनिस्ट्रीलाई हामीले टोकन दिएको त अलि अब मिल्दैन होला तर पनि हामीले एउटा टोकन तयार गरेका छौँ हामीले मिनिस्ट्रीमा जसलाई भेट्यौँ यो एकछिन पछि हामी सचिवज्यूलाई हस्तान्तरण गर्नेछौँ नेपाल एयरलाइन्सबाट कोही प्रतिनिधि हुनुहुन्छ भने कृपया अगाडि आइदिनु होला मैले अघि एउटा नाम मिस गरेँ सुपर सम्राट उहाँ पनि हुनुहुन्न हाम्रो पानीको बोतलहरू जति पनि देखिराख्नु भएको छ दे वर स्पोन्सर्ड बाई All of these boards are sponsored by that company. अब नाटाबाट अध्यक्षज्यू आफै हुनुहुन्छ। अध्यक्षज्यू कृपया स्टेजमा आइदिनु होला। र टानबाट पनि अध्यक्षज्यू हुनुहुन्छ, कृपया स्टेजमा आइदिनु होला। हानको प्रतिनिधि हुनुहुन्छ, होटल एसोसिएसन अफ नेपालबाट कोही प्रतिनिधि हुनुहुन्छ भने अगाडि आइदिनु होला। मलाई लाग्छ कोही पनि हुनुहुन्न, हामी अफिसमै डेलिभर गरिदिनेछौँ। म सचिवज्यू र कार्यकारी निर्देशकज्यूलाई स्टेजमै एकछिन रहिदिन हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु। एउटा विशेष सम्मान हामीले यसमा मेन्सन गरेका छैनौँ। एउटा विशेष सम्मान हाम्रो रेस्पेक्ट पे गर्नै पर्छ। हामी सबैलाई पढाउनु भएको आदरणीय गुरु प्रोफेसर डाक्टर रमेश राज कुँवरलाई हामी सम्मान गर्न चाहन्छौँ। जब मैले पहिलोपल्ट कुँवर सरसँग यो फर्स्ट नेसनल टुरिज्म कन्क्लेभको बारेमा आइडिया सेयर गरेँ, उहाँकै गाइडेन्समा हामीले कन्सेप्ट नोटका विभिन्न टपिकहरू पनि फाइनलाइज गऱ्यौँ र हाम्रो जति पनि इन्टरनेसनल प्रोफेसर्सहरू हुनुहुन्थ्यो उहाँहरूलाई कनेक्ट गराइदिने र यसमा योगदान गरिदिनु भएकोमा हामी प्राध्यापक डाक्टर रमेश राज कुँवर प्रति सधैँ कृतज्ञ रहनेछौँ। उहाँलाई दोस्रो सचिवज्यू Please give him a big round of applause. A renowned scholar of tourism, our respected Guru, Professor Dr. Ramesh Raj Kaur. The advisor of this first National Tourism Conclave 2022. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. सचिवज्यू, कार्यकारी निर्देशकज्यू। अब हाम्रो यो म्युजिकल पर्फर्मेन्स जुन सेड्युलमा छ त्यसलाई हामी एकछिन पछाडि गर्नेछौँ। त्योभन्दा अगाडि आफ्नो थ्याङ्क्स गिभिङ स्पिचको लागि आजका यस कार्यक्रमका प्रमुख अतिथि संस्कृति, पर्यटन तथा नागरिक उड्डयन मन्त्रालयका श्रीमान सचिवज्यू सुरेश अधिकारीज्यूलाई हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
Thank you, sir. Chair of the closing ceremony of Tourism Conclave, respected delegates, entrepreneur of tourism sector, academia, experts, official, Natham family, teachers, and dear students. First of all, I would like to congratulate all for being a partner of the Tourism Conclave 2022. The massive participation of stakeholders, experts, wisher from national and international level has made the conclave a successful event. During the conclave, there were discussions over various disciplines of tourism and hospitality sector. Similarly, there were discourse over the current issues and challenges existing in tourism and hospitality. We all are aware that tourism has been badly affected by COVID-19 pandemic, and the recovery phase has started at latest time. Nepal has declared recovery plan to revise the tourism sector in collaboration with private sector. I believe in mutual collaboration between government and private sector to recover the tourism and hospitality area and overcome the challenges. I appreciate Natham family for all organizing of the event. Similarly, I heartily admire Natham students for their restless and commendable work during the conclave. I would like to thank panelists and experts for their thoughtful deliberation. Finally, thank and appreciate all who contribute to make the conclave is a grand successful event. Thank you.
धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद श्रीमान सचिवज्यू, आजका यस कार्यक्रमका प्रमुख अतिथिज्यू पनि हुनुहुन्छ र हाम्रो निमन्त्रणालाई स्वीकार गरेर दुवै ओपनिङ र क्लोजिङ सेरेमोनीमा सचिवज्यू आइदिनु भयो। त्यसको लागि हामी निकै नै कृतज्ञ छौँ। अब टोकन अफ लभ रिसिभ गर्नको लागि फेरि सचिवज्यूलाई एकपल्ट स्टेजमा आमन्त्रण गर्न चाहन्छु र टोकन अफ लभ हस्तान्तरण गरिदिनु हुन कार्यकारी निर्देशकज्यू र प्रिन्सिपलज्यू, त्यसै गरी हाम्रो हेड अफ डिपार्टमेन्ट ज्यूलाई म स्टेजमा आमन्त्रण गर्दछु। धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। अब हाम्रो म्युजिकल पर्फर्मेन्सको पालो भएको छ जेरिस्वारी ब्यान्ड र म जेरिस्वारीका सम्पूर्ण ब्यान्ड मेम्बरहरूलाई स्टेजमा आमन्त्रण गर्छु। Can you check the sounds as well, please? But before that, I request our program chair, the executive director of NATHAM, Mr. Rajesh Supreti, for the closing speech. In between, our band will be preparing for their performance as well. कार्यकारी निर्देशक ज्यू।
नेशनल टुरिज्म कन्क्लेभ 2022 को समापन समारोहका प्रमुख अतिथि श्रीमान सचिवज्यू संस्कृति पर्यटन तथा नागरिक उड्डयन मन्त्रालयका श्रीमान सचिवज्यू तथा यस प्रतिष्ठानका अध्यक्षज्यू, नाटाबाट पाल्नुभएका बोर्ड मेम्बरज्यू, नाटाको अध्यक्ष हाम्रो यहाँको बोर्ड मेम्बर हुनुहुन्छ, नाटा र टानका अध्यक्षज्यूहरू, नेपाल तथा भारतका प्रख्यात विश्वविद्यालयका टुरिज्म सेक्टरका प्रोफेसर डाक्टर सरहरू, यस प्रतिष्ठानका पूर्व बोर्ड सदस्यज्यू, यस प्रतिष्ठानका प्रिन्सिपलज्यू, मूर्धन्य व्यक्तित्व एउटा पायनियर जस्तै सुगत रत्न साक्यज्यू, प्रतिष्ठानका विभागीय प्रमुख, टिचरहरू, अनि हामीलाई चाहिँ अथाह माया गरेर यस कन्क्लेभलाई सफल बनाउनु पर्छ भनेर लाग्नुभएका सिटिजन बैंकका प्रतिनिधि, नेपाल बैंक लिमिटेडका प्रतिनिधि, हिमालय एयरका प्रतिनिधि, नेपाल पर्यटन बोर्डका प्रतिनिधि, माउन्टेन एकाडेमीका प्रतिनिधि लगायत हामीलाई सहयोग गर्नुहुने, यो कन्क्लेभलाई सहयोग पुर्याउनु हुने सम्पूर्ण महानुभावहरू एवं यस कन्क्लेभमा 3 दिन अहोरात्र बिहान 7 बजेदेखि राति 9-10 बजेसम्म खट्नुहुने यस प्रतिष्ठानका कर्मचारी, शिक्षक मित्रहरू र तमाम विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू सबलाई चाहिँ म धेरै धेरै नमन गरेँ। विशेष गरी मैले यो कन्क्लेभ सुरु गर्दाखेरि यो लेभलमा म डराइराखेको थिएँ। मलाई यसमा ऊर्जा चाहिँ जुन दिन म श्रीमान सचिवज्यूको बाइट लिन मन्त्रालय गएको थिएँ, हामी यो चाहिँ यसो गर्दैछौँ, प्लिज एउटा बाइट दिनु पर्यो हजुरले एज बिङ अ बोर्डको चाहिँ अध्यक्षको नाताले र मन्त्रालयको सचिवको नाताले एउटा बाइट दिनु पर्यो भनेपछि ओहो तपाईँहरूले त यत्रो आँट्नु भएछ। भर्खरै हाम्रो चाहिँ जापान टुरिज्म बोर्डका मेम्बरहरू पनि यहाँ अहिले आइपुग्नु भएको छ, उहाँहरूसँग हामी पछि गर्छौँ। उहाँहरूलाई पनि तपाईँले जोरदारले स्वागत गर्नुहोला, जोरदार तालीले। सचिवज्यूले मलाई त्यतिखेर के भन्नुभयो भने यो एकाडेमिक इन्स्टिट्युसनले यो गर्न आँट्यो, ल तपाईँलाई बधाई छ, ल गर्नुहोस्, अगाडि बढ्नुहोस्, म बाइट दिन्छु, उद्घाटनको दिन पनि आउँछु, समापनको दिन पनि आउँछु। यो त वास्तवमा टुरिज्म बोर्डले गर्नुपर्ने थियो, तपाईँहरू लाग्नु भएछ धेरै भनेर यो वास्तवमा यसलाई हामीलाई चाहिँ अध्यक्षको नाताले, नाथमको अध्यक्षको नाताले तमाम ऊर्जा उत्साह दिनुहुने श्रीमान सचिवज्यूलाई म मुरी धन्यवाद भन्न चाहन्छु, आभार व्यक्त गर्न चाहन्छु। वास्तवमा यो 3 दिनमा म पहिला नाथममा आउँदाखेरि मैले के बुझेको थिएँ भने यो होटेलमा पढाउने कलेज हो, यहाँ पढ्ने मान्छे सबै यो टोपी मात्र लाउँछन्, सेतो टोपी र पकाउँछन् मात्र भन्ने मेरो कन्सेप्ट थियो। तर यसको सेक्टर विशाल रहेछ, विशाल सेक्टर रहेछ, नेपालमा होस् कि विदेशमा होस्। अस्ति पनि मैले श्रीमान सचिवलाई भने नाथमलाई नेपालमा भन्दा बढी चाहिँ विदेशमा चिन्दो रहेछन्, किनकि यहाँ नाथमले उत्पादन गरेका विद्यार्थीहरूको इमान्दारिता, डेडिकेसन, तिनीहरूको डिभोसन विदेशीहरूले अति मन पराउँदो रहेछन्। मैले केही ठाउँहरूमा पनि पाएँ। यो 3 दिनको कन्क्लेभमा वास्तवमा हाम्रो 9-10 वटा प्यानल डिस्कसनहरू भयो। त्यो प्यानल डिस्कसनलाई किताबको रूपमा पनि उतारेर मैले चाहिँ एउटा पोलिसी फिडब्याक हुन्छ भने श्रीमान सचिवज्यूलाई अघि पनि निवेदन गरिसकेँ, एउटा किताबको रूपमा उतारेर मन्त्रालयमा, पर्यटन विभागमा अनि पर्यटन बोर्डमा उपलब्ध गराउँ र स्टेक होल्डर, यो हस्पिटालिटी सेक्टरका स्टेक होल्डर, टान, हान, नाटा, नारा लगायत सम्पूर्ण ठाउँमा हामी यो पुर्याउँछौँ, उपलब्ध गराउँछौँ। वास्तवमा दुःखदायी के त भन्दा हामीले सबैजनालाई चाहिँ उहाँहरूले यो प्राइभेट सेक्टरका स्टेक होल्डरहरू पनि दिनदिनै यहाँ आएर पुरा चाहिँ यो प्यानल डिस्कसनहरू सुनेर अनि हामीलाई चाहिँ बेलायतको विश्वविद्यालयबाट टुरिज्म सेक्टरका प्रोफेसर, जर्मनबाट, अमेरिकाबाट जुम मिटिङबाट उहाँहरूले पनि हामीलाई सम्बोधन गर्नुभयो। यसै गरी जामिया युनिभर्सिटीबाट चौधरी सर अनि हाम्रो दिग्गज सायद म जन्मनुभन्दा पनि अगाडि उहाँले पिएचडी गर्नुभएको थियो एकजना सर, अहिले मैले उहाँको नाम के उहाँहरूले आएर आफूले चाहिँ यहाँ पावर प्रेजेन्टेसन सम्झिरहेको थिएँ, बिर्सिहालेँ। पावर प्रेजेन्टेसन गरेर हामीलाई धेरै शिक्षा, पर्यटन, हस्पिटालिटी सेक्टरका धेरै चाहिँ विषयवस्तुहरूको चाहिँ ज्ञान दिनुभयो। अब यहाँहरूले, श्रीमान सचिवज्यूले, श्रीमान सहसचिवज्यूले र बोर्ड मेम्बरहरूले आफ्नो अमूल्य समयको बावजुद पनि यो समापन समारोहमा आएर यस समारोहको शोभा बढाइदिनु भएकोमा सबैप्रति नमन गर्दै, आभार व्यक्त गर्दै म यो हाम्रो 3 दिनको कन्क्लेभको आज समापन समारोहलाई यही समापन भएको घोषणा गर्न चाहन्छु। जय नाथम, जय नाथम, जय नाथम। धन्यवाद।
हेलो, मलाई भर्खरै प्राप्त सूचना अनुसार मिक्लाजुङ गाउँपालिकाको अध्यक्षज्यू आउनुभएको रहेछ, बबी कुमार राईज्यू। उहाँलाई पनि हामी कार्यक्रममा स्वागत गर्दछौँ। त्यसै गरी जापानबाट भर्खरै हाम्रो प्रिसिड्युल प्रोग्राम थियो उहाँहरूको भिजिटको। ताइके कावागुची, Mr. Taike Gawachubi from Japan. He is the MD of JTB GMT Japan and CEO of Obin Lab Japan. त्यसै गरी Kei Kubosawa, he is the chairman and CEO of Kinotech Group Japan. त्यसै गरी राजकिशोर खत्रीज्यू, MD CEO Maharaja and Samrat Group. र त्यसै गरेर मधु पोखरेलज्यू, GM JTB GMT Asia Department Japan र फाउन्डर चेयरम्यान जापानिज गेट सेन्टर। उहाँहरू भर्खरै पाल्नु भएको छ। उहाँहरू सबैलाई हामी कार्यक्रममा स्वागत गर्दछौँ। The chief guest of today's program, the Secretary of Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, Mr. Suresh Adhikari, will be leaving because of his other meetings outside. So thank you very much for your presence, sir. Your presence has motivated us to next table. Please give him a big round of applause. त्यसै गरी विभिन्न पत्रकार साथीहरूले पनि यो न्युज कभर गरिराख्नु भएको छ। सिजा दर्पण टेलिभिजन लगायत विभिन्न अरू पत्रकार मित्रहरू पनि यहाँ आउनु भएको छ। उहाँहरूलाई पनि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। र अब चाहिँ यो म्युजिकल पर्फर्मेन्सतर्फ हामी लाग्नेछौँ। तर म्युजिकल पर्फर्मेन्स भन्दा अगाडि एकैछिन म्युजिकल पर्फर्मेन्स भन्दा अगाडि म केही नामहरू लिनेछु जसले धेरै नै एफर्ट लगाउनु भएको छ यो कन्क्लेभ सक्सेसफुल बनाउनमा। हाम्रा प्यारा विद्यार्थीहरू जो हामीसँगै रहेर काम गर्नुभयो निकै लामो समयदेखि। म 5 जनाको नाम लिन चाहन्छु यहाँ। ऋषभ चालिसे, can you come ahead? ऋषभ चालिसेले सेक्रेटेरिएटमा रहेर यो कन्क्लेभको सेक्रेटेरिएटमा रहेर कम्युनिकेसन लगायत सारा इमेल कम्युनिकेट गर्ने। He communicated well with all our delegates, sponsors, everyone. At times, I was quite harsh on him, but he diligently worked really very hard. Rishabh Chalise, sorry. Similarly, Prasant Upreti worked really very hard in the Secretariat of National Tourism Conclave. Then we have Subarna Paudel, who worked really very hard. He was quite instrumental in the event days in mobilizing our volunteers and coordinating with us and volunteer team to bring this event to success. Subarna Paudel, thank you very much. And another guy here in the stage, Samir Bhattrai. र अर्को भाइ आशिष, अलिक कम देखिने तर दौडिरहने आशिष भाइलाई पनि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। र अघि चाहिँ मैले एमसीहरूलाई मास्टर अफ सेरेमनीहरूलाई चाहिँ एड्रेस गर्न बिर्सेछु। मास्टर अफ सेरेमनी 3 दिनको हाम्रो ओके, अब यो एकदम हतार भइसक्यो जस्तो छ। यहाँ पर्फर्मर्सहरूलाई समीर, आलोक, विकी, प्रसून, प्रजैन, जेरी सॉरी, they will be performing live now. Thank you very much.
Hello, hello, check, check. Hello.
Hello,
check, check. Hello.
Hello, check. Hello, check. Hello, check. Hello, check.
Hello, check. Hello, check, check. Hello, check.
Hello, check. Hello, check. Hello, check.
Hello, check. Check.
Hello, check.
Hello, hello,
hello,
hello.
Hello, check. Hello, check.
Hello, check. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, check, check, check. Vocal अलि बढाइदिनु दाइ. Hello, hello, check, check, check. Hello, check, check. Hello, check. Monitor मा अलिकति बढाइदिनु. Hello, hello, check, check. Hello, check. Hello, check.
Hello, check. केजनको पनि अलिकति बढाइदिनु रे.
Hello, check.
Hi.
Hello, check, check, check. You आइरहेछ. Hello, check, check. Battery choice ma battery. Hello, check, check, check. 1, 2, check. Hello, check, check. Hello, hello, check. Hello, check, check. Hello, check. दाई बेसिक सिटी बढाइदिनु न हेलो चेक हेलो Hello, check. Hello, check. Hello, check. Hello, check. दाइ क्याजनको अलिकति बढाइदिनु न क्याजनको अलिकति बढाइदिनु न दाइ Hello, check. दाइ मोनिटरमा अलिकति बढाइदिनु न हेलो चेक क्याजनको मोनिटरमा अलिकति बढाइदिनु न दाइ हेलो चेक Hello, check. दाइ क्याजनमा अलिकति बढाइदिनु न अरू सबै ठिक छ क्याजन मात्र ठिक छ
As we can see, the most celebrated band, Jerry Swari, is here in the stage. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity that we, Samir Bhattrai and Prasun Kumar from BHM, are collaborating with the most celebrated band of BDTM, Jerry Swari. And today we are going to perform Hamro Nepala from Ex Marika band. Hope you would enjoy this, and this would be the end of this conclave session. Thank you.
check. ढाका टोपी सिरैमा दौरा र सुरुवाल नेपालीको छोरोमा देश मेरो नेपाल ढाका टोपी सिरैमा दौरा र सुरुवाल नेपालीको छोरोमा देश मेरो नेपाल हाम्रो यो हाम्रो नेपाल झुक्दैनौ कहिले हामी कसैसँग पनि सानो यो देश भए पनि रगत बगाइदिन्छौँ हामी यो हाम्रो नेपाल झुक्दैनौ कहिले हामी कसैसँग पनि सानो यो देश भए पनि रगत बगाइदिन्छौँ हामी यो मेरो नेपाल यो तिम्रो नेपाल यो मेरो नेपाल यो हाम्रो नेपाल
हाम्रो नेपाल यो हाम्रो नेपाल यो हाम्रो नेपाल रातो रङ्गमा चन्द्र र सूर्य यही माटोमा जन्मेको हामी हिमाल चुलीले सजिएको जग्गा यो मेरो नेपाल तिम्रो नेपाल यो मेरो नेपाल यो हाम्रो नेपाल यो हाम्रो नेपाल यो हाम्रो नेपाल यो हाम्रो नेपाल नेपाली आमैको वीर छोरो हामी रगतले लेखिदिएको छ यो कहानी मलाई यो मेरो देश प्यारो लाग्दछ र यो मेरो नेपाल तिम्रो नेपाल यो हाम्रो नेपाल यो हाम्रो नेपाल यो हाम्रो नेपाल यो हाम्रो नेपाल यो मेरो नेपाल यो तिम्रो नेपाल यो मेरो नेपाल यो तिम्रो नेपाल सबैजना यो तिम्रो नेपाल यो मेरो नेपाल 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 यो तिम्रो नेपाल मेरो नेपाल यो तिम्रो नेपाल यो हाम्रो नेपाल Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Samir. 2022. So I received the information that the representative from D-Zone 5 D-Zone 5 को रिप्रेजेन्टेटिभ आइदिनु होला स्टेजमा। Bimi Maske ma'am हुनुहुन्छ Disom 508 बाट. Thank you very much for providing us uninterrupted internet service. त्यसै गरी हाम्रो एकजना फ्याकल्टी मेम्बर मौसम शाह सर हाम्रो फ्याकल्टी मेम्बर पनि र उहाँले चाहिँ हिमालयन टाइम्समा रेगुलर यो अजय सरलाई रिक्वेस्ट गर्छु. त्यसै गरी यो गरेका थियौं लगभग 6-7 र इन्डिभिजुअल्सहरूले रजिस्टर्ड गर्नुभएको थियो करिब 20 जनाले त्यहाँबाट रजिस्टर गर्नु अनि यो रजिस्ट्रेसन हाम्रो कार्यक्रमलाई सफल मैले इन्डिभिजुअली सर्टिफिकेट ह्यान्डओभर गरेको थिएँ तर अरू पार्टिसिपेन्ट्सहरूलाई मैले चिनिन. भयाज ह्युमेनिटेरियन नेपाल ट्रेक एन्ड एक्सपिडिसन बाट कोही सर्टिफिकेट रिसिभ गर्न. भयाज ह्युमेनिटेरियन नेपाल ट्रेक एन्ड एक्सपिडिसन्स प्राइभेट लिमिटेड. त्यसै गरी आदर्श स्कुल अफ म्यानेजमेन्ट बाट कोही हुनुहुन्छ सायद गइसक्नुभयो होला. हाम्रो डिनरको पनि प्रोभिजन छ है आज सबैजना स्टुडेन्ट टिचर्स गेस्ट एभ्रीवन आर इन्भाइटेड टु आवर डिनर. त्यसै गरी मिस्टर सुनिल सिंह कार्की सुनिल सर हुनुहुन्छ. सुनिल सिंह कार्की सायद हुनुहुन्न. त्यसै गरी लोत्से मल्टिपर्पज टुर एन्ड ट्राभल प्राइभेट लिमिटेड लोत्से मल्टिपर्पज र त्यसै गरी इन्डिभिजुअल रजिस्ट्रेसनतर्फ मिस्टर डुक्साङ डोल्मा शेर्पा हुनुहुन्छ. सायद सबैजना गइसक्नु भएको छ. उहाँलाई हामी सम्बन्धित ठाउँमा नै सर्टिफिकेट डेलिभर गरिदिनेछौँ. थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच. अजय कुमार ढकाल छ. अब in this closing ceremony of first National Tourism Conclave, स्टुडेन्ट्सहरुको सर्टिफिकेट रेडी भइसकेको छ. भलन्टियर्सहरु र यसपालि हामीले किचनमा काम गरेको भलन्टियरलाई किचनकै सर्टिफिकेट बनाएका छौं. सर्भिसकै फोटोग्राफर, भिडियोग्राफर, डिजाइनर सबैको अलग अलग सर्टिफिकेट, मास्टर अफ सेरेमनी, कल्चरल परफर्मर्स सबैको अलग अलग सर्टिफिकेट गर्छौं र छुटेकाहरुको सर्टिफिकेट पनि we will prepare. Thank you everyone for your presence. Please enjoy the dinner at Natham Training Restaurant. Thank you very much.